the torrential rains here in Florida. It is just raining right now. We weren't expecting that, but you know, that's Florida for you.
We have a lot of Florida viewers, so I
Yeah,
bet some of
they
those
probably
guys are
know
getting
it's
the rain
quite
too.
rainy out.
Somebody already starts off with a raffle.
Oh yeah, we definitely have raffles for today. Do I have my? Should we talk about that first, like the raffle?
Gosh, you know, if you want
give
to,
it a
it's
second,
not. I
or-
mean, people know that you
I
give
don't
away
know.
really cool
Got a lot
Jasmine
of stuff going
stuff.
on.
So.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week. We've been kind of all over the place. In the past like week and a half, we have been in Missouri, Kansas, New York, or Missouri, Kansas, Florida, then New York, and then back to Florida, and we have just gotten here.
Yeah, and we've just, you know, been dealing with
there's
life,
thunder, too.
basically, and now we're back, and
Life and
we're
family,
back in Florida.
etc. And we're back in Florida for a little bit, so.
And I hope everyone can hear us well.
Yeah. Since I just heard the thunder rumbling.
We've got a lot of
so
rain. At first I was scared because it was like,
Ah.
it was coming at such an angle that it was just beelining right at, oh, thank you.
What's that?
Happy Meowthers Day.
Oh.
I didn't know that was a thing. Yes, I have 3 babies and a bunch of ones that have passed on.
Yeah, we have
I suppose
babies.
that I
And we have babies that live in our back alley.
I've
and
lived
ones that
past
live in our
my
garden.
children's life, and
Yeah.
that's sad.
Oh. Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about all my dead
All
baby
your
kitties.
kitties of Christmas past. Yeah. Oh.
But so we have a ton to talk about.
Yeah, we sure do. It's been a very
if you
busy
were with
week.
us last week, a lot of what we talked about was the potential for Jasmine to actually preserve some of her sketches. So because I didn't,
talk about
she
that.
had not realized.
That so many people
I've
cared
been
about
poking her.
keeping my drawer.
Right, you guys have told me to poke her about it, so I have. So you guys can have.
We have discussed it a few times with
Mhm.
varying levels of congruence over the past week. So that will be something that will probably be happening.
So many people are saying hello,
Hi,
and hello to
everybody.
all.
I wonder if it's raining where everybody else is. It's like
I don't know.
torrential, crazy raining here in Florida. It wasn't this morning. It was super sunshine, blue skies, white clouds, cumulo, whatever, all the time. But now it is getting super rainy out. I'm just hoping it doesn't knock out our internet. Sometimes it does when it gets all lightning-y, but...
Hey Tigger, please release the dragon in the canvas format.
Oh, which one?
The cutie that's on the screen that you were working on last.
Oh, the
week,
one.
I imagine.
Yeah, actually,
thank you so much,
if you guys,
Pixie.
thank you,
Yay,
I heard a
13
magic
months in a
noise.
row.
Oh wow, that's so funny.
That's
But yeah, here I finished this one. I was gonna show you guys. This is the one I was working on last weekend. The little baby rainbow dragon.
Maybe we could do that as a canvas cutie.
So cute. You know, canvas cuties, I know everybody always asks me that about minis, but the problem with them is they are a square and these are a rectangle. So I'd either have to cut off like this part of his head to make that into a square, or I'd have to cut off his whole nose. So I'm not sure. I can always paint him himself as a larger painting, and then I could maybe crop it down. So we'll see.
Yeah, he is just gorgeous.
But we'll probably talk about that a bit later because we're going to talk about our new Strangeling mini pins that we're going to be debuting soon. So and here's Medusa. I want to show you guys too. This is the one I was working on
that turned
last
out really
weekend,
well.
and she turned out so pretty. Here's the pin. This is basically the same character. She's got the green skin.
At first she was
red and rust colors.
kind of scary.
Yeah, but doesn't she look so pretty now?
Thank you, Anna.
Oh, thank you, Anna. I heard a magic
Ann Weber.
noise. Oh, thank you. But she turned out really super
How much
pretty.
will the mini paintings be?
I think on the website they are $5.95, but we haven't put them up yet. They're going to be popping up on Tuesday.
Right.
If you are a Patreon 10%, you can totally use your 10% discount thing.
So if you're up at Patreon, thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Brian and Melody.
I like the magic noises kind of drowning out the rain. That makes me feel more happy.
Let's see. What was I saying? Yes. Anyone that is giving Jasmine the $10 plus and when I say plus, I mean other levels.
At the subscription thing.
At the subscription, yeah.
You get 10% off.
You get 10% off, and that's I don't know how many months a Patreon is that.
Even if you join for a month and you're buying a mini painting for $595, that means you're gonna save $60 by paying $10. It sounds like the people who work at Barnes and Noble who are always like, "Hey, get a Barnes and Noble card." It's kind of like that, but it's for paintings, and it's very worth it. But I'm working on these 2 new ones. I don't think I showed you guys these ones yet because I've just sketched them out this past week. I'll show you this one first. I know sometimes the cameras don't show them very good, but this one...
Let me see. I'm a few seconds behind you.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, but I can see her.
There's a little fairy, and she's... I've been painting a lot of dragons lately, so I'm trying to get some little, baby pony Pegasus sort of unicorn fellas, so... She's got a tiny baby unicorn, and what kitty does that look like, Maddie? Is it like
that would be
Rio?
without you telling me, I'm gonna say it looks just like Rio.
Yeah, it's Rio. Yeah. That's our Rio.
Rio
kitty.
Is a baby horse.
Except she's a unicorn in this one, but our kitties are reincarnated.
Well, Rio kind of has
horses
that
and
aesthetic.
Dragons. Yeah.
She also looks like a dogfish.
She does, yeah. You know the type of... It's actually a type of shark, but it's called a dogfish.
She has this cute... Her nose turns up the same way. So
and she's
Kieran is having a bunch of rain, Jasmine.
Oh, is it raining over there too?
Yeah, they said there's floods, but not near Kieran's house.
Well, I hope it doesn't come near your house. That's scary.
Oh, thank you, Taz Devil. They were just dropped in real quick to say have a good stream.
Thank you so much.
That's very kind of you.
And here, this is kind of an interesting one. I don't have them here, but I have some sketches that are based off of this. When Matt was talking about sketches, I was like, oh, this would be a good one to bring out. But this was a basis of a sculpture that I had designed for the Hamilton collection, and I don't know if they've turned it into a sculpture yet, but I would like
I'm
to
freaking out about this one personally.
People who know me know I love things that are Polynesian or Hawaiian or tiki themed, and this was a series, the first of a series I had originally designed to be a kind of a little Hawaiian princess with her little tiki friend. So he's going to look like he's carved out of wood, and she's going to be a little tiki goddess. I've
always loved tiki things.
Yeah. So these are the 2 I'll mostly be working on today, and these will be some of the ones that we're going to be debuting this coming Tuesday up on the Patreon exclusive section of Strangeling.com, which you can look at if you go to Strangeling.com and you click on, I forget what, there's a little tab at the top.
It says well, gosh, let me look at it. Exclusive products, exclusive
merchandise.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'll work on the drop down. Either way, we'll let you know exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, we definitely will let everybody know. But I always see it from the painting side, not from the shopping side. So,
if you just click exclusive products and you put in the special code that only Patreon people get, then you will see all the products.
Yes, but these aren't there yet. These are going to pop up on Tuesday.
They are not there yet.
This is a thing that we're doing because a lot of people have asked who can't travel around the world, because obviously most of us can't do that. I certainly can't all the time. I can sometimes, but not all the time. So that way we'll have the mini paintings available occasionally, at least, for people who want to buy them online.
We're also trying to figure out a way to make Patreon even more special.
Yeah, we're always thinking of ideas for that, because that is part of what keeps our whole business running and makes things... So I can come see people in other countries or in different states, and buys my tickets out to California when they have me out there all the time and stuff like that. So, are you talking about California airline tickets, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or stuff like when we go to Glastonbury or Whitby, or it doesn't cost a bit, so we like to make things
when I'm not filling up to drive and all the Uber.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All the Uber.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to rent a car. Or
well, thank you so much, Black Orchid Fairy. 4 months. Thank you so much.
Black Orchid Fairy. I know she probably already knows.
How many mini paintings will be available, Jasmine?
I'm not sure how many I will finish.
We just don't know right now.
I have quite a few that are kind of in the works. Very often things like this, if you look at and her here, she was obviously a sketch to begin with, and I just put her on a piece of wood, and I have not really painted much on her yet, which is why I'm doing it tonight. So I've got hundreds of these that I have not really painted with colors and things because I'm thinking of ideas or compositions of them with little animals or different storylines, narratives, etc. So I'm not sure how many I will have on Tuesday, but even after this coming Tuesday, I'm hoping to maybe once a week or at least once a month at the very least have some mini paintings that I put up online so that folks who can't come in person to my live events can at least buy them online. And the reason we're not doing it on as a Patreon only thing, like to get more money out of people, but even if you're a $1 Patreon person, that will limit it so that hopefully everybody will get a chance to get one, because if I open it up to the public, if you've been to one of my events and you've seen how many people line up for buying the small paintings, it's almost impossible for everybody. So we're gonna try to make it more possible for people. So that's a plan.
Right.
We'll see how it goes. We might change it as time goes by, but that's
when you
the plan
have,
at least.
it's difficult when you have a global audience.
Oh, geez,
and a
yeah.
lot of
And
those
if I have
people
like
can't make it to events.
5 of them and I take them to England,
Oh,
and
people
then
say
like
the
a
rain's
bunch
like
of
an
people-
ASMR video.
Can they hear it? Oh, I feel like I should be tapping on your microphone right now.
I'll tap on the microphone and rub it with a feather or whatever people bizarre things.
But that's a plan at least. So if people do like that sort of format, I plan to do some more. So don't feel bad if you miss out on Tuesday, because I'm hoping to do that at least once or twice, 3-4 times a month. Depends how much time I have. Because a lot of the painting I'll be doing over the next year and a half will be for my solo show at the Corey Helper Gallery, which will be in November. I think it's November 14th of next year. Not this year, but in 2020.
I don't know, sweetie.
I forget. I know
I
it's
don't
probably
have
on my calendar.
I don't have a calendar that goes out that
Do I
far.
not have my calendar is in front of you, isn't it? Or is that in? Oh shoot!
It's a 2019
I
now.
might have packed it up and yeah, in the back though. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. We just got back from New York, so we're kind of all over the place right now. We weren't there for a show, so don't
We were
worry
not
that you
in New
missed
York
us.
for a
We were
show.
there for our family thing, so it was yeah. We had fun though.
Oh yes, we did.
We had a lovely time. I love New York.
New York City is an amazing city.
I would love to go out there more often, really.
Tigger says we just purchased a masterpiece limited edition canvas. When does Jasmine
Oh
put
my
her
gosh.
touches to it?
Which
When
one?
it is printed, or does she wait until it is ordered?
Usually, well, it depends.
It depends.
Yeah,
it depends
on which one.
how up to speed Matt is.
Yeah, theoretically, Matt is supposed to print all 5 of Matt, and then I
Sometimes it doesn't work out
but
that way.
sometimes if we are, for example, in Japan or something, it's like, oh, I'm not going to have all my prints with me, so, you know, I don't always do it right then, but usually it's within a few days of when you order it, if I haven't done already. Which one did they get?
I don't know. I know somebody just ordered one. I'm not going to say what it is.
Oh, okay.
But
Is it a secret? Oh, if it's
well,
like
I
a
don't know. I just
surprise
don't like
or a
talking
birthday
about that.
present for
I don't
somebody,
know.
I don't
It's just not
want to hear
something we
about it.
should-
Yeah. I won't
yes,
know.
yes, Layla. If you go, Leela, if you go to the, I
Yeah,
apologize.
Leela. Yeah.
If you go
Don't
to
say
the
Layla,
website,
maybe.
Innsmouth Mermaid is definitely on there. Please go to the website and look at the Canvas Cutie.
Well, yeah. I don't remember if we even showed her off last time because she's all finished and we have the prints up. I know we showed Silent Wisdom, but for those of you who were watching,
she's definitely
I think
available as a Canvas
this
Cutie. I
was
promise.
earlier as I think like maybe 3 Twitch broadcasts ago. I was working on her Innsmouth Mermaid, and the original I believe is hanging until the end of June at the Corey Helper Gallery in Los Angeles, and that's how she turned out. This is just a paper print of her, but we have the prints on glossy paper and on canvases and everything like that up at strangeling.com. Do you have the link specifically to Innsmouth Mermaid, Maddie?
I can. Only people with Patreon access.
No, for prints.
For prints.
Give me 1 second. Not for the Canvas Cuties, but for prints in general. But we do have the Canvas Cuties of her also. But she turned out so pretty. She's got the little octopuses, and I painted the whole sort of, it's funny because I painted this right before we went to New England for a while. So here's a New England town.
Yeah, I'll find just Innsmouth.
The actual prints and painting look better, but here's a close-up of how she turned out. And part of it's kind of above water and part of it's below water. This is one of my favorite ones I've done. And she's not naked. I know Facebook is like, she's naked, and they try to block me from logging into my Facebook account, as I do every time I paint a mermaid. I don't know why, but her top bits are totally covered up with fish scales, and she's got her skirt on. And if she didn't, who would care? But apparently Facebook does. But she's definitely covered up, and she is just lovely. Her eyes have one of my favorite lighting schemes I think I've ever painted with eyes. There's kind of a bottom light and an up light on her eyes at the same time, which never really happens in real life, but it looks lovely in a painting. Oh, I heard another magic noise, Maddie. What's that?
That was A. Kester. Thank you so much. 3 months.
Thank you. And these little pretties here, I've got one. Again, this is one of the little baby unicorn. And this is going to be a kind of a Manhuna sort of Hawaiian painting with a tiki god.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
When you mentioned pre-order.
Yeah.
For like Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Where do you mention that mostly?
Usually it's here at Twitch.
Here
it's
at
either
Twitch.
Here at Twitch is first.
So it's like, hey, send us an email to get in queue.
Yeah, very, very first is going to be Patreon, because those people are paying $1 for a subscription, so they get to see stuff first. So I put things up at Patreon first, and then I usually do it here at Twitch, and then sometimes I put it on Instagram or Facebook, or I used to do it on my mailing list. We're trying to restart that again. We got so many people on the mailing list, it got we kind of overloaded our mailing list system, but we are on MailChimp now, so hopefully that should be up and running in the next month. So if you also too, if you're just watching here on Twitch and there's something that you like, you can, even if it's a painting or a canvas or anything like that, you can always email us through the contact form at strangeling.com, or email me specifically at Jasmine Toad, Jasmine like Princess Jasmine, Toad like a frog but a toad, at AOL.com, because I'm very old-fashioned, and you can email me up there. Right now on these two little mini paintings, I've basically sketched them out. It might look like it's pencil, but it's actually a very, very skinny brush that I'm using, that I'm kind of using it to draw with. But like Matt has been saying, hopefully I'll be starting to offer some of my actual sketches that I do, because I've basically been throwing them away, or there are some that are kind of stepped on and crumpled up in my corner of my studio, and I was like, if I'd kept that would have been nice.
Jasmine,
yeah.
Make My Clay is asking, what is the coupon code to get the 10% off in Strangeling exclusive products if you're a pin collector?
Oh,
so basically, Make My Clay is saying I'm on Patreon.
Oh, sure, yeah. If you to get into the Patreon exclusive section, you need to get that code from Patreon. But for the 10% off, you type Patreon 10, all caps, 10, and
if you're logged in with the email
you have to be
address
logged in with the same email
you sent that you have up at Patreon,
yeah. But
you'll get 10% off.
Yeah. So basically, by that point, there's kind of two codes you have to do. One is a password, which is different than a coupon code. That one, if you've forgotten it, you can go to Patreon, log in, look at my page. Do you have the link to my Patreon page, babe?
Oh, sure.
Patreon.com.
I'll just type in social.
Jasmine. Yeah, it has my social.
It's the last
thing.
link.
And what you do is click, if you've forgotten your password, to get into that section of the website, just click on there's like a little rectangle at the top of the page that says password. Click on that, and that will remind you of the password. But if you are a Patreon 10 member, when you check out, that's like a coupon code that you do later. So you have one, then you have the other.
So if you have that in conjunction with your email address that you gave to us at Patreon.
Then that one would be Patreon 10, all caps with a 10, and that's what you put in the coupon code while you're checking out. Like when you put your credit card, etc.
When you join Patreon, I do that automatically.
Yeah.
I add your email.
So it won't work if you're not a Patreon member.
Right.
So sorry guys if you think you're going to get a discount, and we do see people do it sometimes, not often. But you just, when you're checking out, put Patreon 10 all in big caps, and that will work when you're checking out.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
H. Lennon's wondering what the July pin will be.
Oh, I'll show you guys. I don't have the actual pin yet, but I have the final artwork that we used to make the mold for. And also, if I'll show you the other pin that we will be having that is coming out
one
in
is
July.
July's pin in
Yes.
another way.
Yeah. But July's pin this is the pin of the month. So if you are a Patreon pin collector, you will be getting Black Orchid Fairy. This is the line art I used to make the die cut, so it's going to be shaped exactly like this, and these are the enamel colors that we'll be putting on her. And she'll be about the same size as the other pins that we have. Like, if you think of her as being, like, that size, that's what she'll look like. And her name is Black Orchid Fairy, and she is a painting I've done before, so if you want to look at the print of her, you can see her up on the website.
Oh, Amanda... Rabbit just got a postcard of Black Orchid Fairy off Sazzle.
Oh, excellent.
Cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like to get a little print or is she a canvas cutie yet, Maddie? Do you know? If not, she'd be probably a good one to make. A lot of people like to get the pins and put a little canvas cutie, but like if we're going to put her in I don't know, like a shadow box or something.
I don't know, and I know there's somebody I have to make. Oh, she is not.
She's not yet? Okay.
No.
We'll probably do that before it becomes July. So that way, if
we have more canvas cuties to add.
Yeah, we have quite a few more that we've had a lot of special requests
specifically.
As long as it's not a Disney one or one that I've done for a commission for a specific company, we can usually do canvas cuties of the larger paintings at least. But also during July, it will be the 22nd anniversary of Strangeling.com. Which means that we've had Strangeling.com for 22 years coming this July. And every year we try to have a special thing we give away. And this year it's going to be a tiny little dragon pen. Again, about the size of one of these here. Like about that big. But he will be a metal enamel pen. And we will pop him into every order placed in July. What is it? $25, I think? Or above.
I think it's 25.
25.
We haven't made the rule yet.
Something like that. I think it's 25 because I think that's what we figured out. If it was less than that, we would
this will be automatic, guys. So
we'll
if you don't, it's nothing you have to click on.
Yep, you won't have to click on anything. You buy anything. Doesn't matter what country you live in. If you're in America or the UK or New Zealand, doesn't matter. You'll get this little baby red dragon. That's the only way you can get him. He's free and he'll be in your order.
Which makes July the busiest month in the world.
Well, it's funny because July is usually kind of a slow month, but that's when I started my website, so that's when our anniversary just comes up. But he's so cute and he's going to be adorable. He'll be a tiny little red dragon and he will be in your order. And there is not a limit on how many individual orders you can place. But every time somebody places an order for $25 a month, well, in July, starting at midnight Eastern time, right? I think, yeah, Eastern time. That's when we'll throw a little red dragon pen in there. And we'll just keep doing that for all of July until we run out of them, starting at midnight on July 1st. And by midnight, July 1st, we mean like when June 30th is turning into July 1st. So that night, not like between the 1st and 2nd. That should be pretty exciting.
Okay, so we haven't talked about the raffle prizes at all on Leela Zancy.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Well, to be fair, she's in the UK, and it is later over there than it is here, so they might start getting sleepy soon. Let me think. Our first one is... I can reach her. See, the first one is Cruella, right? I think.
The magnet.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We got some more stuff, more goodies from Disney World. These are official Disney merchandise that I've designed for the company. First one is a Cruella de Vil magnet. And this is a big magnet. It's actually larger than the paintings I'm working on right now. And you can see it's actually from the Magic Kingdom. It's got the official tags and all that. And it will stick to anything made out of metal. And I will also sign her. I have a special, like, silver pen I'm going to sign her on here. So she will be autographed. And she'll be the first one. And that will be about a little over a half hour from now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one is, these are very highly sought after, a Jack and Sally notebook. Which is also from Disney. This is one of the ones I did for, it's co-branded between me and Tim Burton and Disney, so it's official for the 25th anniversary of Nightmare Before Christmas. And I mean, it's very cool already because it's like a journal, but I will sign it. And one of the things people do, since Disney has not, at least yet, licensed this as a print, a lot of people take the cover of the notebook and put it in a mat in a frame and hang it on the wall. And it's larger than the postcards that Disney does in my artwork. So it's kind of a neat way to get a two-dimensional piece of artwork, or just use it as a cool journal or sketchbook or whatever. And it's got Zero, and it has Sally's cat. This is one of the only pieces of Disney, official licensed Disney artwork, that you will see Sally's little black kitty, and I don't know why they don't show much, but I love him.
Actually, I remember when you showed that to Disney, they loved that the kitty was
there. That's one of my favorite parts of it. I remember asking them, can I put the cat in there? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh yeah. So that turned out really neat, and we've got and I'll sign it, and you can either use it as a journal or notebook. Also the inside, so you can see, oh, there's Jack. I think the front has Sally, does it? Yeah, and there's Sally.
Cute.
Or you can just frame it and keep it as artwork. That's fine too, because I will autograph it for you.
Amanda Rabbit says, my friend has a Jack and Sally themed bedroom, but she doesn't have that yet. The cat seals a deal.
Fun.
Need to get her that.
Yes, I love that kitty. I don't think the kitty has a name either. I've heard people like in message boards talking about, is that Sally's cat? Who is that little black kitty? You only see him a few times in the film, but he's so adorable. And then the last one is, this was from Disney's Pop Gallery. When was this? December of 2018? Does that sound right?
Around then.
Yeah, the end of last year when I did a show there. This is a pin I did called Seashell Collector.
Yep.
And I had some mermaid themed paintings and stuff that were coming out there, and she kind of matched those. And you could never buy her. She's one that you can only get if you had been there in person or if you got her from me. So I will autograph the little pin card here too.
Jeanette got a notebook from one of her pen pals in the United States, and it's really cool. And
it is a really nice notebook.
Cheshire 23 says, going to Disney Springs this coming up, and I'm going to get more of your Disney works. Yay!
Definitely do if you can. And Disney Springs is a fun place to visit. There's so much stuff to do there, and so many good restaurants. It's kind of ridiculous. It's amazing.
And a movie theater.
And a movie theater with actual movies at it.
Yay!
Yeah. Here in Florida, at least. Yeah. When in downtown Disney in California doesn't have their movie theater anymore, and I so miss that when I'm there because I love going to the movies.
Me too.
Right now I've kind of sketched these out, and I'm going through and doing the darker areas. I'm mixing a bit of Payne's Gray and Van Dyke Brown and using that the way that somebody would use black if they were coloring in the darker areas. So over her pupils, around her eyes. Since her tiki friend's going to be carved out of wood, I'm not going to give him realistic eyes. That would look kind of creepy, and it's not meant to be a creepy painting. I'm all about creepy tiki stuff, but that is not the specific painting.
Yours is happy.
This is a more happy one, yeah. So I might put some, you know what, I give him some top teeth. I might draw some bottom teeth in there too, at least a couple. Oh. Yeah, looking cute. It's raining less now, isn't it, Manny?
Oh yeah, it looks like it's dying down. I just kind of hear the cars
Yeah,
go
when we
by,
started, it was like, oh
gosh,
I hope our power doesn't go out or something.
That doesn't happen very often here, luckily.
Very rarely. It's only happened like 4 times the whole time we've lived here.
Christy Colson says she got the Madame Leota print when she went to Disney a few weeks ago. I love it.
Madame Leota
I don't think
yet.
that was Jasmine's Madame Leota. That hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, she's not out yet. Oh, I'll show my Madame Leota, but yeah, she doesn't come out till August. It was, was it maybe the painting I did of the bride?
It could be the
like,
bride.
Kind of like how...
Was it another Haunted Mansion one?
Yeah, I've done a handful of ones of the bride character from the Haunted Mansion.
Madame Leota is the lady that her head is in a crystal ball.
Because there's little Leota, who is the bride at the end of the ride, and she's different than Madame Leota.
Yeah, this one will be released.
But there are a handful of other artists who have painted
yes.
Madame Leota. Like Miss Mindy did a beautiful Madame Leota. Jeff Granito did a really good one. There's been a handful of Disney artists.
Okay, it was the bride.
Oh, it was the bride. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
But yeah, but speaking of though, that's a good segue into talking about in August, Disney will be releasing my Madame Leota picture. There'll be a painting at Disneyland in California.
And that's a special event, and also you'll be signing One Day at Wonderground too, right?
Yeah, the special event
California
is on the 7th and 8th of August, and then I'm doing a free signing at Wonderground. All this is at Disneyland, California, and that would be on the 9th, I think. Yeah. I don't know if Leota will be at the free signing, but she will be at the Haunted Mansion special event. And they've also released, I saw this at Disney.com, and this is where I printed it out from, so this isn't a spoiler. They're making t-shirts of my Madame Leota, and they're making coffee cups of Madame Leota, and they're making postcards, prints, canvases, and what else? Magnets. They're doing magnets. So like kind of like this magnet that I've done of Cruella de Vil, they're going to be doing magnets of Madame Leota too. It is the Haunted Mansion's 50th anniversary this August, which is why they've got all that Haunted Mansion stuff happening then. But I'll show this a bit close up and then what's that, babe?
Elhurt says earlier Jasmine was talking about a dogfish, a type of shark.
Yes.
What was she talking about? I was multitasking, then had to go finish up, but now I'm back. We were talking about how much our cat looks like a dogfish.
We were talking about our cat, Tigrio, how she kind of, at the end of her nose, she's a cat, she's not a dogfish, but the end of her nose kind of goes up in a very graceful sort of swoop, and it makes her look like a dogfish a bit. She's also white and gray, kind of a silvery sort of tone. And if you ever see a video of a dogfish kind of nosing around, that's sort of how she lives her life. So we always call her a dogfish, even though she's a cat. We talk about our cats a lot, so please forgive us. We'll probably show one or two of them off before the day is done, I'm guessing.
Will they be available during the event, these items, or will they be available afterwards?
The Madame Leota ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as far as like the prints and the postcards and things, they will debut during the event. So if you're at the event, you can get them first. But after that, they will have them at Disneyland in California and like the Wonderground galleries, and also at Disney World in Florida in different areas.
Yes, and I'm also probably at your
Yes,
WDW
your
store.
www.store.net. Yeah, if you can post a link up to that.
Yeah.
They're not up there yet, but they are a shopping service, which basically means they send a person out to Disney World, Disneyland, they buy a ticket, and they go buy stuff for you. That's why it costs a little bit more. People are like, how come the postcard cost $5 more? And it's like, because they had to buy a ticket to Disney World to go buy it. So it costs a little bit more, but they are an official shopping service. And that will probably be after the August event. But don't feel bad if you can't make it to the August 7th and 8th. The ticketed event, it might even be sold out. Have you checked on that, love?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
I'm sorry.
We literally just got back from New York, so we're just kind of all over the place now. But they might already be sold out. If they are, I apologize. If you look on my events page, I have links through to Disney if you're looking to if you want to go to the event, because I believe it goes until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my.
At Disneyland in Anaheim, which is kind of fun because it means you're at Disneyland until 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody else is there except people there for the Haunted Mansion party, which sounds kind of awesome. But if you're there to buy stuff, don't worry, a lot of those items will be there at Disneyland, also at the Wonderground Gallery at Downtown Disney in California, and at the Wonderground Gallery at Disney World here in Florida. So you'll be able to get those. And if you don't live in Florida or California, like Matt was saying, your WDW store in online will ship anywhere. I have friends in South Africa who buy like coffee cups from Disneyland there, so you can get pretty much anything in the world from the Disney parks through them.
Christy says Haunted Mansion was my favorite ride.
It's a good
That's
good
past
ride.
tense, Christy. Do you
it's
mean
one of my favorites.
Is it still
too.
your favorite ride, or is it something else?
Oh, it's one of my favorite rides. That's for sure. I like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride in California a lot.
I've never driven on that ride.
Nope,
That's a fun
you
fact.
haven't.
I've
'Cause
always let
I've
Jasmine
driven
drive.
every time you've ridden with me.
And
haven't
she
you?
drives through a
I drive
fireplace,
very well.
through London,
Yes.
straight into hell. So
Yeah, you do end up in hell on that ride. There's a lot of devils.
for
at
some
the
reason,
end.
yeah. Wow, it's there's 63 viewers. It's a Father's Day.
It is Father's
haven't-
Day. Oh,
yeah.
I should probably say something about that. I don't think my dad probably watches this. I just talked to him, but happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. It seems like every Sunday it is some sort of special event, isn't it? We were here on Mother's Day. We were here on, what was the last one?
It's because things happen on Sunday.
Yeah, everything is a Sunday, isn't it? I'm going to be starting to add some colors on here and also start putting in some shading to show the faces and more of the skin tones, etc. on these. This is my tiny little horsey friend. I'm trying to decide what color to make them. He's sort of based off the concept art of a one that was a Hamilton statue, and the little horsey was white, kind of silvery gray, which is why it reminds me of my cat, Tigrio. If you've seen her, she's the pretty white kitty with the gray stripes. Put a little bit more shading under the lash of her eye there.
Now we're up to 74 viewers.
Oh, that was
It
fast.
popped up.
You know what I think I'm gonna do so the tiki god, his eyes don't look so empty. I'm gonna kind of draw a pupil in there, but I'm gonna keep him kind of wood grain pattern as if he was cut out of palm wood or some sort of carving.
Now we're up to 80.
Hey,
Wacky day.
it is. Well, it's Father's Day.
We were talking, Jasmine and I saw a cardinal that was a juvenile cardinal.
Yeah.
He was going to be a male, so he was turning mostly red, but he still had some brown.
Yeah.
And he
baby cardinal.
and his an older fully red cardinal was there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was sweet for Father's Day that the
I
cardinals
know. It was about 5 feet away from me here. You guys can't see out the window, but yeah, it was basically a juvenile cardinal with this little daddy cardinal, and they were at our bird feeding station. I was like, oh, they've got a little Father's Day that they're doing.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Cardinals are good parents. They stick around with their little baby cardinals for a long part of their life. Probably half a year,
we've
if not
seen
more.
several families raise the birds back here.
Little cardinals in their backyard.
Yeah, the cardinals. It's really really sweet.
Well, it's when they teach them how to fly, though. We have a date palm, which is the type of palm tree that is where dates come from, like the little fruits, right outside my window here. And it seems like they teach their baby birds how to fly around there all the time. So at a certain time of year, usually around March, they start bonking into the window, and I hear like kind of a knock knock on the window a lot of the time, and it's the cardinals teaching the baby cardinals how to fly, which is very sweet. I always feel the cardinals, when they're babies, they have a lot of down, so they are more fluffy than their parents, so it makes them look bigger than their parents, kind of. So if you ever see two cardinals, like a mommy and daddy cardinal, and there's a cardinal that's really fluffy and is bigger than both of them, he's probably actually their baby girl or baby boy, and it's just very fluffy because they have down on them.
That happens with a few different types of birds.
Yeah, a lot of birds are like that. I don't know why they're so fluffy. It's meant to be like to keep them warm if it's cold out, or if it's make them look bigger so they aren't bothered by other birds, so it's more safe for them. I don't know. Matt and I like birds a lot. We're big bird watchers.
We talk about birds a lot.
Birders.
So I was wondering about animals and which is of the animals, which ones are strong fathers?
Well,
Like in
it's
nature.
Father's Day.
You think that's a good dad? You could say seahorses.
Seahorses that's a
help.
wonderful example.
Yeah.
They actually carry their babies in their tummy. So when you see a pregnant seahorse, it's not the mama seahorse, that's the daddy seahorse. They actually keep the eggs and they hatch out of their tummy. I've seen them when they've had babies before. Remember Maddie in London? And their babies all came out of their tummy at the same time. Yeah, it's
bizarre.
Like, and there's like 500 tiny baby seahorses. It's kind of amazing.
Cheshire says wolves.
Wolves would be
Joking
good.
Mom says eagles and also seahorse.
Yeah.
Bears.
Oh.
Really? I thought bear fathers ran away and then the bear
No,
moms took care of them.
bear families kind of well, it depends what sort of bear, but a lot of types of bears, their families kind of stick
Penguins
around for a
are
while.
very good fathers.
Penguins are very good fathers, yeah.
And on a ridiculous level.
Yeah, they go through a lot of stuff just to make those little cute baby penguins. But then you get a cute baby penguin, and that's pretty great.
Puffins, I know that they fly really far just to get a fish for their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, puffins are very good about carrying food back to their families. That's very impressive.
Amanda watched a documentary where 2 male eagles helped co-parent with a female eagle.
Yes, that's something that happens too. Not all animal families are traditional families. A lot of them will kind of help each other out. Squirrels are even like that.
Horses.
Yeah, horses always kind of hang around. I don't know how much of that is them.
There's sometimes where the dad completely ditches the mom.
Well, there's sometimes that with all the parents in general, like they just lay the eggs in the sand and run away, and they never see their babies, and they never even meet them. So that's just how they're made. It's not an ethical issue.
Nemo's father was very devoted.
Nemo's father was.
Says Jojoki Mom.
Yes.
That was a cartoon, but yes, I will give that to you. Swans. I can't tell with swans.
I don't know enough about swans. I'm trying to think. Well, when you see them with a lot of babies behind them. When we were in Kansas City very briefly a week or two ago, and we saw a bunch of Canada gooses, and it looked like, how many was it? Maybe 4 or 5 adults and 14 babies in like a huge family group at Antioch Park in Kansas City.
Swans.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, ducks. We saw some muscovy ducks that were here in Celebration, and they were going around in a little group.
Yeah, male cats seem like awful fathers.
Well, okay, I have some anecdotal evidence that is different, because we had a female cat, Taffy, and she always, it was before people knew that much about fixing their cats and all that, and her husband or her partner Otis would come by like once or twice a year, and he would come by when she'd have the babies, and he'd hang out a bit. So I think that's kind of up to the individual cat as opposed to any sort of grand special gesture.
We're talking about sandhill cranes
Oh.
and swans mate for life.
Aww.
I saw a family of 3 sandhill cranes the other day.
Yeah.
And with the cutest little... They're still very tall. Sandhill cranes.
Yeah, their babies are still really tall. They get up to like 48 inches high, taller than kids sometimes. It's kind of funny. I love sandhill cranes. They also dance if you play music for them. Prove me wrong, man.
Cheshire's grandmother saw deer yesterday.
Aww.
And Amanda Rabbit says, rabbits are the worst parents, male or female. They'll eat their offspring. It's so sad. So do guinea pigs.
Yeah, it looks really bad, but I think that's more for their survival of their species as a whole as opposed to their family in specific. So that it's hard to judge that sort of thing. But yeah, if you're looking at them with human eyes, that's not a good thing to do. If you were to eat your own children and never see your partner again, that does sound like being a bad parent.
That sounds like being some sort of monster.
Yeah, you'd probably get a special on ID Discovery or something if you did that. That's not a good thing. You don't want a special on ID Discovery.
A baby sandhill crane would be a good companion in one of your paintings.
You know what? That would probably be a good idea. They're a threatened species. I don't think... Are they endangered yet, Maddie, or are they only threatened?
Sandhill crane?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know people make a point about how in the 4 counties area here in Florida, how we have so many of them, how that's unusual. So I didn't know if it's because they were threatened or endangered. I know they're not least concerned because they have a little red thing by them when I look them up on my Audubon app. I have an app from the Audubon Society that tells you about different birds. and it has a thing on it that makes it look like they're kind of threatened, at least.
That Nintendo guy says, forget mates. Tarantulas with pet frogs are so much cooler.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen how tarantulas hang out with their mates. That doesn't look good.
Is it Black Widow?
It's kind of like a praying mantis sort of situation. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, praying mantises aren't good fathers because they can't be, because their partners always eat their head.
They are information providers.
Yeah, there you go. It's more of like, yeah, it's a download of DNA sort of information, and that helps make a baby. But yeah, their fathers do not survive past mating because the moms eat the heads of the other ones. But
oh, you gotta eat something.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they're doing it for nutrition.
They're
I'm
a strange
not really
little
sure
bug.
why they do
They can turn their little heads.
Lovely. They're so cute. No, I've just been on a mantid spree. I've gotten all these little praying mantas, sort of paintings and preserved little specimens and all sorts of stuff. I'll probably show you guys that one of these subsequent Twitch visits once I get everything unpacked. But got a lot of mantis stuff lately, haven't I, Maddie?
Oh yeah.
And a really cool painting.
Yep.
I don't know if I can show it.
Karen says same with praying mantis. The females eat the males.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It
definitely does. Well, we were talking about tarantulas first, but yeah, and black widows are like that. A lot of bugs are like that. Arthropods, at least.
Yeah, I don't remember. Are there any rituals where the guy eats the female? That wouldn't make any sense.
They wouldn't be able to lay their eggs then. Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
It just wouldn't work.
Demons, the males don't really live that long after they have babies. This is a sad subject for Father's Day.
Yeah, Leela says, as the saying goes, the female of the species is more deadly than the male.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you're talking.
They're the ones who are going to have babies. Yeah.
Yeah, individually, person to person, maybe in that regard.
Yeah.
But males can wreak a lot of havoc.
Yeah. I was going to say, if you're talking about humans, all bets are off. Who knows?
Yeah.
On this painting,
nature can be so beautiful but so horrifying.
Okay. It is.
That's what someone said.
No, that's very true.
Oh, it's everything. Nature is everything.
Nature is everything.
Think if you really think about it, nature has to be everything. It's all we have.
It's true.
If I come up with an idea, I'm a person, and I might write it down. Well, that had to be, the thing that I wrote down.
That's nature.
The utensil was an idea from another human. The paper is put together by, nature, another human. So basically everything we do is nature.
It's true. If you go watch the new Avengers movie or whatever, it's still nature, because
it has to be. Nature is all that there is.
It. We're animals as much as anything else is. That's like seeing a beaver dam or a honeycomb or something.
Right. So the most evil thing you can think of is
nature.
Part of nature, and the most wonderful thing you can think of is
part
of nature.
That's why nature is lovely.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It literally has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be everything.
Very true.
But we often equate it with simplistic life and things like that. But when you have the human element in there, every invention, everything, all the damage we've done, all nature.
Yeah. But then you could be specific and just pick humans out of that whole lot.
That's true, but something else would hop in there.
Ants?
Sure.
Termites, maybe?
Ants
maybe
would
termites.
evolve in,
I'm really mad at ants and termites
ants.
right now. I came back and there's like all these ants on my windowsill. Ugh. My cats were excited. They like to look at the ants and just lick them up like anteaters. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Used to love that was our kitty Kuan Yin.
Kuan Yin.
She just used to lick up ants.
Heck out of ants.
There's
She
a
was
little
great.
line of ants, just lick them up.
I feel like you should rent her out to houses to eat everybody's ants. But here's that. She's looking so far. She's kind of sitting down, so I put her knees up, and she's going to have a little hand around the corner on the tiki god here. And I used a slightly darker color on when I was doing the gesso on this one, since he's going to be carved out of wood, and obviously she's going to be Polynesian, so she's going to have slightly more tan brown sort of skin than like this one here. Obviously is green. Or this little white dragon that has the rainbows on him is going to be kind of white, so I kind of used like a blue-green background. So I'm just starting to shade in the very, very basics of what the three-dimensional shades are going to be on these characters. So on her here, I'm going to put a bit more of Naples yellow. Thank you to Dick Blick in Manhattan. So glad I ran into that store. I was running low on Naples yellow paint, and I got 5 little bottles of it at the Dick Blick that is in Manhattan.
And they didn't have it in the higher ounces.
They didn't. They only had it in the 2-ounce size. These ones here. That's all they had, but I bought all the ones that they had available. If they had larger sizes, I would have bought them, but anyway, that's one I use for, doesn't matter what color flesh tone the character has, that is an opaque color that you would mix, whether it's brown or purple or pink or green or anything. That's an opaque color that adds a warm tone. If I want to add an opaque lighter color that is a cool tone, I usually do Titan Buff, which is what I will be mixing with this little character here. Again, she's based off of a sketch I did for a concept art for a little statue where it was a girl that's holding a tiny little white Pegasus. So she's going to have a tiny little white horsey.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Very much like Rio. And now you're going to picture Tiger and think she's like half dogfish and half tiny horsey, which is about right, isn't it?
Yep.
She's basically both those things.
Amanda says, my cat wouldn't even save me from toilet spider war yesterday.
Oh, no.
Thank goodness I have 2 bathrooms. The spiders own mine now. That's scary.
It's fully on. You don't even go in there. The spiders own it. So.
And A. Kester says, tarantula hawks, now they're crazy. Paralyze a tarantula with their sting, impregnate it, and then the young eat the tarantula from the inside out.
Those are one of those kind of parasitical sort of bugs that are out there that just kind of live inside the other things. Yeah, what are those things that live inside ants that turn them into zombies? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I do.
There's a David Attenborough special that
that is weird.
That is so creepy.
Called.
Oh my gosh. If you search the words ant, like the insect, A-N-T, and zombie, you will probably find it.
Or a bunch of weird artwork.
It's so creepy. Well, you might find something else cool too, but I don't know.
So 6 minutes to raffle.
Oh, wow, that was fast. Well, I'm taking some of that Titan Buff, which was the cooler tone of the light neutrals, and I'm going to mix it in her because she's going to be more fair-skinned, and the little horsey she's holding is going to be kind of silvery. But with her, I'm using Naples Yellow because she's going to have darker skin, and the tiki god representation she's holding is going to be carved out of wood, so I want to make sure that it's got kind of a warmer brown tone to it. So I'm doing both at once. Yeah.
Jasmine, Kaza says it's a fungus. But
well, I have, yes, I've seen that. That's that book. Mandy, what's that book we have upstairs? If I run up to the bathroom, I'll grab it. But it's, and it
There's
shows
nature
the little mushrooms that are growing out of the ant's head.
Oh my gosh, I forget that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. That is so freaky.
I don't know which book that one is.
I think it's in the rainforest book, but if I do have to go, I'll probably after the raffle I'll go up there and I will grab that book and I will show it to you guys because it is so weird. But there are a few things that can happen to ants like that. One of them, I believe, like she's talking about, is the fungus that can grow inside the ant and it kind of makes them crazy. And then there's one that is a very small sort of worm that grows inside of an ant. And they lay their eggs inside of the ant. And poor ants, they are always turning into zombies. The babies come out and they eat the inside of the ant and they turn, it's pretty gross.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah. There's worse things out there than being a human.
I heard a magic noise, but I
heard a magic noise too.
I think
don't know
a Sweet Dragon 13 followed you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
It didn't pop up in the room, but thank you anyhow.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There are 81 viewers and 4 minutes to raffle.
And the first raffle is for the Cruella de Vil magnet, correct?
Yeah.
I'll show her again if people have not seen her yet. That's a nice rainy picture for today. Yeah. Got some lightning in the background, a bunch of foggy sort of London streets, and a bunch of worried puppies.
Very
I
worried
love
puppies.
this painting because if I was a puppy around Cruella de Vil, I would be pretty worried. Oh, that's another magic.
My cat saved me from a mosquito. They were so proud.
Oh, babies. Mine tried to save me from June bug sometimes, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna save the June bug from you and put it outside because they're
I
always
always
like
save the
stuck on the
June
door.
bugs.
I hate them though. They like pinch me with
They
their hands on my
pinch,
hand.
yeah.
I'm like, but I'll pick them up and put them outside. But my God, the cats are. There can't be a June bug in my house for 5 seconds before I know about it because the cats will be freaking out and looking at everything.
Kazumaka saw about 50 Dalmatians today at Dogfest.
Oh, Dogfest. That sounds like
You
a
only
fun
need
place
51
to go.
more, and then you could have that movie.
101 Dogfest.
115 people in the raffle.
Wow. Gosh, the thunder's getting loud out there.
Did you guys hear that thunder?
I don't know how much that translates onto the microphones that we have here, but yeah.
Can you hear that thunder? You better run, you better take cover. Hey, ah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know who was going to go with that, but yeah. It is thundering out.
Coffee saved you from slipping into a diabetic coma? Well, that wins the prize today.
Oh, that's good. Well, animals can actually do things like that. My sister used to be a care assistant for somebody who had seizures, and she had a dog that could sense when she was going to have a seizure. So animals can do a lot of amazing things.
Jasmine,
Yeah.
could you review real quick the other raffles?
Oh, sure, yeah. Let's see. The first one, which is like in 2 minutes or something, is from Disney World. It is the Cruella de Vil magnet, and I will be autographing her. I'll autograph all these. The next raffle is a Jack and Sally notebook from Walt Disney also. This is from Disneyland or Disney World, licensed by Tim Burton, and I will autograph the front, so whether or not you want to sign it, like mat it and frame it as a print, or just keep it as a cool journal, that's neat. And then the last thing we have, which will be around 7 o'clock Eastern time, so a couple hours from now, I have a seashell collector pin, which was a special pin that we only had as a giveaway at the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs and Walt Disney World, so she's a hard one to find. You can probably get her on eBay, but she's probably like, I don't even know, probably hundreds of dollars or whatever. But you can win one for free here, and I'll sign her at the bottom. She's one of my favorite ones I've done. I kind of kept the same palette. Those of you who are at MegaCon, I made a pin that was a mermaid that had a bunch of seashells, and she was called Seashell Mermaid, and she's kind of based off the same sort of color palette. Oh, I haven't. I'll show you guys after the raffle and everything a bit later, but I wanted to introduce the mini pins that we're going to start doing soon too. I haven't talked about those yet, have I, Maddie?
No.
Okay.
I thought
I'll do that
to
after.
spread it
We'll
out.
do that later on, but I have the concept art printed out for those, and I'll show you guys those. But somebody's going to run Cruella, and she will be autographed
go
by
to the
me.
Moobot screen.
I'll use a special oil paint pen, and I will sign my name at the bottom, and she will be yours.
All right.
J
Shivs 01.
But she's really from Disney World, official merchandise. Cruella, congratulations at J Shivs.
J Shivs 01. And I'll put the little message in the room.
Now we'll put a message up there. You'll need to contact us so we know how to contact you, basically, so we know your address and all that. And you'll have my wonderful, wonderful Cruella. Oh, she's such a terrible person, but I love this painting so much. She's one of my favorite ones I've done, and again, the street is kind of based off of the street warehouses in London. You can see one of the windows in the background is lit up.
Oh, yay, J Shivs saw it. Yeah, you got the instructions there, J Shivs, and just send us that info. Yay.
Oh, perfect. Well, I am going to run up to the bathroom real quick, and if I can, Maddie, I'll bring that book that shows off the ants.
Okay, in the meantime, what I was going to do, since we're talking about animals, give me 2 seconds, because these were really funny. I looked up some animal facts.
Yeah.
And I thought about the room might read it.
Aw.
Or not read it, might like it. Okay.
Put a link to it. In the meantime, I'll keep painting on this little lovely. I'll put a little bit more of that Naples yellow on her. So like where her knees are will look a bit closer to us than where her shoulder and her thighs are. And she's gonna be super cute. What I should have done is printed out a picture of the concept design we have for a sculpture. I'm not sure if she's one they've test marketed or not, but we were thinking about with the Hamilton collection doing a sculpture that was kind of tiki themed that had a whole Polynesian flair to it of different Polynesian girls and different tiki gods and tropical themed stuff. Obviously, that's something I'm into, so.
Yeah, 87 viewers.
I can do these.
And it's 502.
Wow.
And were you going to run up, Pete?
Yeah, I will. I just wanted to make sure that you were set there because
I'm
I don't want to leave
I have
people.
some of these funny little facts.
Oh, that sounds
Like
fun.
slugs have 4 noses.
I saved a slug today, didn't I, Maddie?
You did. We were walking down a path and it kind of looked like a stick.
You did. I was worried that if people saw him, that somebody would step on him.
So, yeah. So Jasmine took him off the path.
I like
and,
saving small animals from being stepped on.
And she was nice enough not to wipe the slime on my back.
No, I found
Yay! Elephants are the only mammals that can't jump. I don't know, there's got to be some other mammals that can't jump. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can you think of any other mammals that can't jump? A rhinoceros horn is made of hair. Well, you guys probably already knew that. Okay, check this one out. It is possible to hypnotize. I said hypnotize, not mutize. Probably sound like mutize. But it's possible to hypnotize a frog by placing it on its back and gently stroking its stomach. So that's kind of like alligators are a bit like that, and I know sharks, if you turn them upside down, they just kind of fall asleep. If you hold up a kangaroo's tail, it can't jump. Really? Froggo deactivated. It takes a sloth 2 weeks to digest its food. I mean, I knew they were slow, but that's pretty slow. Okay, this one's a little bit gross, but it's kind of funny at the same time. We were talking about penguins earlier, right? And how great of fathers they are. Nearly 3% of the ice in Antarctic glaciers is penguin urine. Maybe that's why a penguin starts with a P. I don't know. A cow gives nearly 200,000 glasses of milk in a lifetime. Make my clay. It will be 7 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, our time here in Florida. And I know you're in Australia, so I don't know. Basically 2 hours from now, whatever time that is, but on Tuesday. Don't eat the yellow ice, April. No. I was just in Ireland and visited a zoo with gay penguins. Well, you know, that's great. I'm happy that happened. I don't know what to say. Now, tell me if you believe this, or do you think it's complete BS? Bats always turn left when leaving a cave. That's just weird. So that means they're all going the same way. We have to check this out. I need to sit in front of a bat cave for hours. Let's see. Giraffes have no vocal cords. That's weird. You'd think in a throat that big there'd be something in there. Some of these are rude. I'm just skipping them. Okay, check this out. An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain. They have these beautiful big eyes, but apparently their eyes are bigger than their brains. Chickens have no lips and frogs have no nipples. Okay. Ollie beanbags, thank you. I would imagine that only mammals have nipples. Frogs cannot vomit. If one absolutely has to, then it will vomit its entire stomach. Well, that's pretty gross. You know what? I wonder if that makes their eyesight really, really good. I'm not sure. They're just really big eyes. But I'm not sure if they can see better or see up close better or what it's used for. Ostriches. Yeah. That's true. So, I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of beautiful, though, when that happens. When mushrooms take over a... Oh yeah, this book is a series.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But this is a moth. I don't know.
This one is rainforest.
Yeah. That's a moth, and he looks like a moth, but he's covered with things that look like little white icicles. And he actually died a long time ago, and those are little mushrooms that are growing.
It's like a living fossil, kind of.
It is. It's like how yeah, sort of. Oh, there's another moth. It happens to moths quite frequently, so it probably happens to ants also. I'm pretty sure it did. I think it's the same Planet Earth special that we're talking about. Oh, Mandy, they've got orange mushrooms that look like the ones we saw today.
Oh,
I'll put this away.
I want to eat them, but I
bore
should...
everybody with this while I'm supposed to be painting, but I'm going to leave this open to show Maddie after I'm done.
Kind of looks like those Dead Sea salt sculptures.
Yes, it does. So, I put a little bit of shading on her face there, and a little bit of shading on her face. I'm kind of going from a middle sort of dark up until a lighter shade. And you can do this in a color, you can add other colors on top. This is just to make a more three-dimensional look to it, so it doesn't look just like a cartoon or whatever. Did you happen to see if that was my phone making a magic noise, Mandy?
I didn't. I imagine it was.
Yeah, probably. Probably not that magic if it's on a phone.
So yeah, we're talking about duck-billed platypus.
Oh!
Sure. And that's poisonous spur.
On the boys, yeah.
And they lay eggs. And they have a big duck bill.
They have a regular sized duck bill. What's funny is that their feet also look like a duck. That's what always got me, like evolution-wise. Their bill and their feet look like ducks, but the rest of them are mammals. Or proto-mammals. It's interesting. Because those things don't go together necessarily.
No, they're a weird animal.
Yeah, they're a very weird animal.
I'd like to see... I don't think I've ever seen a little platypus born from an egg. Like, pop out of an egg. That'd be cute.
Have you ever seen a live platypus?
I don't think I have.
I haven't.
No.
I've seen 3 stuffed ones, but I've never seen a live one.
I think I maybe have seen a stuffed one too, and I'm not sure where.
The Natural History Museum in London. Wait, you didn't go in the behind-the-scenes tour thing. I don't know if you saw that.
I'm not sure if it was...
No. You've seen it in the Smithsonian.
Okay.
When we saw Brad.
Maybe I saw it there.
Yeah. Yeah, they have one there. I've never seen a live one. I still think they're kind of like a jackalope. I don't really, but they kind of are.
There are a lot of people who used to believe in jackalopes.
I bet there are people who still do.
No, not anymore.
I don't know. Anybody here seen a jackalope? Not like at a gift shop in the Four Corners area of the United States. or the Grand Canyon.
What which animal was it that was mislabeled beaver? That we laughed. It was in Japan, and
It was a wild boar.
It was a wild boar.
Yeah, I have a photo of it on my phone.
Yeah. So
oh my
we
gosh.
were at in Awakadani, which is a
national park, kind of like
where you eat the black eggs.
Yeah, it's kind of like somewhere like Yellowstone, where they would have geysers and things like that, where they have boiling water coming out of the ground in Japan. And we went, and it's called Awakadani. And we went there, and they have a little, nature area where it tells you, hey, if you see this animal, it's called this. If you see this bug, it's called this. And they had a picture of a wild pig, and it said right under it, it had different languages, obviously, like Japanese and German and French, etc. And then in English, it said beaver.
Yeah.
But it was a pig, like a wild hog, like a razorback that you'd see in Florida. It was adorable, but it was not a beaver.
No, it wasn't. That's where I saw.
And that's also where Frying Fox was.
That's where I got that wasabi ice cream, and that Mama Kitty let me pet her kitties.
Oh, she had little babies, yes.
Yeah, she didn't mind.
But
she was a nice mother.
Wasn't Frying Fox there too, Mary?
I don't. It was. I think that
was that Nagasaki.
I don't remember.
Forgot.
But I remember seeing Frying Fox.
Frying Fox. We have a nephew named Fox, and his sister is Japanese and born in Japan. So it was funny because we're like, "Oh, there's Fox. Oh, it's Frying Fox, like a flying fox."
Well,
like
he might cook someday.
What's that, baby?
He might cook someday.
Oh, I hope not. I know people eat lots of animals, but gosh,
Fox may cook someday.
Oh, he could be
Hence
a frying
Fox.
I see what you mean. Yeah, his mom's and his auntie obviously have worked in restaurants where you fry stuff, so maybe so. I could see him liking cooking.
Sure.
I mean, Chris did culinary school and stuff.
Yeah. Anybody in the room like cooking or hate it? Either
I love
one.
Cooking. It's one of the only things I like doing other than painting.
I don't like cooking, but I have to have the recipe right in front of me, and I have to do it exactly like it says. And if it says it takes 45 minutes from beginning to end, it usually takes me like an hour and a half.
And it doesn't happen often. When's the last time you did something like that, Manny?
It's been over a year.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of anxiety, like I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah. I like cooking because if you do mess it up, it's easy to fix. And then you might invent something cool. It's part of the alchemy sort of thing that I think I like about artwork.
Dajoki Mom hates cooking. Make My Clay loves cooking. April says not a fan but love to eat. Shadow Dancer says me, I love cooking and love Apothecary as well.
Oh, yeah.
Angel says I love cooking, hate cleaning up. Husky, I hate cooking but love baking. Siren Moonbee is rubbish at cooking. Amanda loves cooking, but my girlfriend loves baking, so I handle the meals, she handles the desserts.
That works.
And Kazamaka says, is the bottom left picture Inca inspired?
It's specifically kind of Polynesian inspired. It's based on a sculpture that was sort of one of the Easter Island sculptures and another one that was Polynesian. I've kind of combined, and the fairy character that's with her is going to have kind of a Hawaiian / Polynesian look to her, and she's going to have some orchid sort of Polynesian flowers in her. But this is meant to be a concept art for a possible sculpture that will happen. So I'm hoping this would be a series. So that's kind of the fun of seeing mini paintings. Like, obviously my Medusa is based on an earlier sketch, but it's a way that you can kind of get ideas that I might be doing for sculptures or paintings or something that would be happening in the future. So.
There you go. Super B loves cooking. Black Widow loves cooking and baking. They call her the Goth Martha Stewart. Muriel likes cooking but prefers to bake. Baking is different to me.
Yeah, it is. It's almost a different thing. It's like doing a chemistry experiment instead of an alchemy experiment. It's like, if you add this amount, and this amount, it's going to do this, as opposed to cooking where you don't know what you're doing and it might all go wrong.
And Leslie doesn't cook, and Nigel loves cooking.
I think it's good if every family or partnership has at least one person who likes cooking, because if somebody really does, that saves time. It makes interesting things for people to happen, and it's fun for the person who's cooking. Of course, I say that because I like cooking and Matt doesn't, so. I'd say he likes doing the dishes and cleaning, but he doesn't really, but he does because I don't do that.
Right.
Because
I don't mind
cooking.
it, particularly if I have time to do it.
No, you don't mind it.
And April's husband is the cook in the house. Husky says, if I do cook, JD has to do the dishes.
That's only fair.
Cheshire loves cooking.
Yay.
Tammy, baking, good at cooking, but like to bake. Baking is fun.
That's funny, Maddie, because you probably like baking more than you like cooking, isn't it?
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
I'm not that much of a baker. I think it's because we only have two of us here, so if I baked a whole bunch of cake or cookies or whatever, there's only me and Matt, and I don't know what I'd do with all of it. So I tend to cook like for one meal, and if I have an extra one, I'll freeze it. But I don't do a whole lot of baking.
Kay Harmon is good at using DoorDash.
Oh, that is a skill in itself.
Is that the one we use in London? Or
no, that's Just Eat.
Just Eat.
Yeah.
There are so many of those now.
Yeah.
Even Uber, of course.
One
Uber
in
has
London's called Just Eat. We used DoorDash here once, and we've used Uber Eats before, but not as often. Usually when we're here, actually at one of my larger kitchen sort of household studios, that's when I like to cook.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Amanda Rabbit says, oh, I forgot to tell you last stream.
Oh.
I'm going to be starting a Monster High one-of-a-kind doll based on your Pale Medusa painting in pin. Just waiting on a couple supplies to arrive to get started.
Okay, send me an email when you have more info about that.
What do you call that when you redo a doll?
Oh, AK, like one-of-a-kind...
No, there's a term like not repurpose.
Rebirthed?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Grubhub and Postmates will deliver office supplies too.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So will Amazon.
Kinda, yeah.
Repaint. Yeah, I think it is a repaint. I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's one that's kind of a weird legal issue too. I always get asked questions about that, but I never know how to... Sometimes I don't know. People are like, can I do this as a Jasmine? I'm like, you know what? I don't know. And then I'm like, should I ask my lawyer? And my lawyer's like, you let me handle that. And I don't really get involved. It's one of those weird sort of issues.
Hi, Seth. Seth popped in and out.
Oh, the Seth in Orlando, Seth?
Northern.
Oh, other Seth.
Northern Florida.
Yes.
Yeah. Comes to MegaCon.
Yeah. I know that.
Oh, she's not for sale. I'm just a fangirl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, no, I'm only
for
mentioning
yourself.
that because I had somebody ask about that earlier, and I never know about how that works. Well, that sounds fun. I don't paint a lot of stuff other than wood, so I don't know a whole lot about painting things like three-dimensional stuff like dolls.
That does not stop people. Yeah. They don't ask as much as I used to, but man, people used to want you to do tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos.
It looks so...
I would, when you get a tattoo, ask somebody who's good at doing tattoos. Don't ask somebody who, the painting, that's always kind of weird. Or somebody asked me if I would paint their motorcycle, and I was like, don't ask me, have somebody who paints motorcycle. They did, and they sent me a picture and it looked fantastic. And there was a food truck in Miami that was, I think, a wrap, one of those, what is it called? It's like a big temporary tattoo that you do on a car. I don't remember what they're called.
Not a shrink. I think it's a wrap.
It's some sort of wrap, yeah. Maybe. Are you getting coffee, love? Oh, might as well.
Gotta work late tonight.
Yeah. I think we told people about pins. If you are a Patreon pin person, we've pretty much got everything packed up this weekend. So you should be getting your tracking number, which is Orca Mermaid. I forget if I showed her in person last time or if I just showed that printout of... Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. I think... No, I have it now. I couldn't remember I did it last Sunday. But, okay. That must have been right after we got her, but she turned out really lovely.
Would you like a couple cashews?
Sure, why not? But if you are a Patreon patron, she is in a package now, and you will probably get your tracking number tomorrow. Crunchies at people.
That Keurig is going slow.
It's not gonna be like the dishwasher, is that? Sorry.
I don't know. But they're not hard to clean out.
Not connected to the snail aquarium. We have a science experiment sort of thing in the room by my studio that I call the snail aquarium. It's like an aquarium, but it has a lot of different types of snails and plants in it, and I like seeing how they interact with each other. That's my...
The little ones are riding the bigger ones.
Well, the funny thing about the little tiny snails, they just showed up like out of nowhere. Before I ever had a snail in there, those little black snails showed up. And then I've gotten a handful of different types of snails that we put in there. I've gotten some mystery snails, some purple mystery snails. I've gotten some ram's horn snails. I've gotten some, what are the black and yellow ones called? Bumblebees?
I don't know.
I think they're called bumblebee snails. I forget. They're from Aquatic Arts up at Amazon. And so I have this little tiny pond, like natural Florida water pond, that is happening in my kitchen in an aquarium. And it's kind of a neat thing to check in for me when I leave for a month or so to come back and see what sort of moss or different plants have grown in there. It's probably boring for a lot of people, but that's how I had my fun, Maddie.
If there's any questions in there.
Yeah,
I'll scroll back.
I can't see if there's any questions. So I'm putting a bit more pigment in here, so I'm going to go with some bat orange and some quinacridone magenta, and also I finally got, I think I ran out last time, I've got some quinacridone nickel azo gold, which is one of my favorite colors. And I'll be kind of glazing over both of their faces and their arms so that they have a bit of pigment in their skin so they don't look like me or that white dragon up there. I want them to actually look like they have some melanin in them, so make them look pretty here.
Just basic comments in here.
Okay.
Yeah, tattooing is very different from painting.
Oh yeah, I bet. Probably more like drawing.
I got 3 of your Nightmare Before Christmas Fairest.
The fairies?
Christmas fairies? Oh, okay. Jack,
yeah,
Sally, and
fairies.
Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Watch out, snails multiply really quickly. We've
Oh,
had
yeah.
this tank forever.
Yeah, I've had this tank for what, 8 years?
Oh, yeah.
11 years? Oh my god.
I want a Jasmine style tattoo of Clara Oswald from Doctor Who.
Oh.
As a tattoo.
You know what I would do if you wanted that? Rather than wait like 3 years for me to draw something like that, I would say print out a picture that you like of mine. Print out a picture of Claire and bring them to the tattoo parlor and say, hey, can you combine these two? Because a lot of people who are tattoo artists are very good artists in their own right, and they could probably combine them.
Absolutely.
And if you do, email me a picture because I'd love to see it. I like Doctor Who.
Kaza says, I'd love war on the back of my calf.
Oh, that would be such a good one. That would, there's so much detail in that though. That would take some doing, but if that was finished lovely, that would be beautiful.
Amanda says, any Jasmine themed tattoo would be a dream.
Oh, yeah.
Amy says, I've learned this week that when cleaning my paintbrush, a little of organic lavender soap cleans them faster.
Oh.
Do you think it will build up in time and hurt the brushes in the long run?
Not lavender.
The ingredients are all safe.
Yeah, I would not worry about that. If you put it in the water and you're able to rinse it out, I think you'd be fine. Something And I picked these 4 because they have different animals. She's got a lovely little kitty cat. She's got a little tree frog. She's got a beautiful little puggy dog, and she's got a baby sea turtle. So, if this works out good, then we'll probably make these available for sale. Maybe some other themes. Maybe
And
doing
when will
like
they?
a Halloween.
People are asking when will they be?
Probably in July.
In July.
Yeah, at some time in July. I'll definitely let you guys know. These are the color proofs for them, and they turned out really lovely. So those will. If you guys have my Porcelina pin, they're going to be that sort of metal. So we'll still have the copyright Jasmine Becket-Griffith on the back, and it will have 2 of the same sort of backs on them. But it will, instead of being the bumpy sort of enamel, it's going to be the smooth printed enamel, and it's going to be full color, not just like porcelain. It's like, I don't know, 5 colors. But these ones are 255,000 colors. But they will be a special set that we're just having.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
They're going to be a special set?
No, 250.
5,000 colors?
Oh, I thought you said dollars. I was like, wow.
1,000 colors. No.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
It's as many colors as my scanner is for my actual
People are very excited.
Yeah. And that's we've tried a handful of different trying out sort of ideas for the Faces of Fairy collection, because a lot of people have asked for those. But since their faces are so big, and if you were to take her and make her into a cartoon, it's like there's a lion, there's a frog, it wouldn't be very detailed. So since they're not very big paintings to begin with, we'd like to turn them into tiny little ones that are completely full color. So it'll be like a tiny little square that is printed on metal like this, but is smooth to the touch instead of bumpy. That's just a thing we're doing in addition for our Patreon patrons to purchase if they want to. You don't have to at strangeling.com. And it doesn't take the place of our regular pens or anything like that. It's just something we're doing because a lot of people have been asking for Faces of Fairy. So we might even do it with some of the tiny treasures too. So never know.
Yep. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a good compromise between a lot of the ideas that people have been asking me about and things I can logistically do with the amount of time and money I have at my own hands. Put a little bit more pigment on her fingers there, but I'll show you guys when we get those finished. We will probably be in Kansas City then. We'll do a couple broadcasts from there, and I'll be able to show off how those turn out. The mini pins. I'm just going to call them mini pins for now. I'll probably think of a different name because they're different than the enamel pins. But they're a solid piece of metal. It's not like where you get a little badge machine and you chomp them out. You know, like the things you get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or whatever. It's not like that. It's going to be a solid piece of metal, just like one of my other pens. They just
if you have a porcelain, it'll be very much like that.
Yeah.
Cheshire says your Maleficent is wicked.
She is, in all sense of the word.
Grinchy said, I would put a limit because someone could buy all 250 sets, then try to cash in on eBay.
Oh my gosh, that would be awful. No, I think somebody would do. Well, that seems like a lot of money to. Well, they probably make a lot of money. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know a whole lot how the actual website works. I'm more on the design base, but maybe we could make a thing where it's like at least a limit per day, so everybody could get a chance at first. Like after a day or two, maybe we'd limit people or let people do them. I don't know. I'll ask my website administrator, and I'll definitely let you know before they go up for sale. Because if somebody really wanted to buy all 250 of them, that'd be awful. I wouldn't even have one.
No.
Well, I don't have an alligator girl, so yeah. But no, we'll figure something out, because part of the reason we're doing this specifically is so it's fair. So we'll try to figure out a way to make it more fair. But it won't be until July for certain. Among other reasons, we're having them shipped to Kansas City, and we won't be there until I think July 1st or something. So we'll have to wait until July. I'm taking some magenta and a bit of Titan buff, and I'm putting that on both of these characters. Even though they have very different skin tones, they both are going to have some warmer tones on one side of their face. And she, the one here with the little silver unicorn Pegasus, will have more of a cooler tone, kind of like going that way. And she'll have a warmer tone from the carved wooden figure she's got by her, kind of going that way.
Amy says, who do we harass to get Disney to let artists create pins as Disney trader?
Disney would,
as a Disney trader.
Oh no, Disney would not let somebody do that unless they were making the pins. It's like how I can't even print a postcard of my Disney paintings. No, that's Disney. I think you'd probably have to harass Walt Disney, and he passed away, 50 years ago, so...
Shaylee said, well. And then I wrote, Shaylee bloody purchase.
Shaylee bloody purchase. I promise I'm not being mean to her. We know her.
I have 87 viewers. Thank you for coming out. We know it's a
yeah.
lot of
I know
people are absent
and...
because Father's Day. And I hope they're having a blast. Father's Day in the United States, that is.
Yeah. Do they have Father's Day in the UK?
I would assume so.
I know they have Mothering Sunday, but I don't know if we've been there. Or is it a different time of year and we just haven't been there then? We might have some UK people.
Shaylee says, Matt Bloomin' Beckett. Can I curse? I don't know.
Oh, I think you just did. No.
In America, bloody is not considered
I can say that all
a bad
day.
word.
Yeah. Blooming even less so.
I love that there's past tense and active and all sorts of. Cheshire says, your alligator girl is very pretty. I got the painting at home.
Oh, yeah. She's one of my favorites.
It's Father's Day in France.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes.
So
we share a lot of the same liberties as France.
What's that, babe?
I said we share a lot of liberties as France.
We do.
Yay to democracy in France. Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yes.
Spoken like Tiny Tim. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Everyone.
What you talking about, everyone?
What I'm going to do now, since I put so much pigment on there, I want to start bringing up where I put some of the highlights on the characters. And again, usually I don't do multiple paintings at the same time, but when it's something like this, when we're going to be launching the mini paintings, I'm obviously working on them so I can get them ready for Tuesday. I've got a bit of Titan buff, except with a bit of the same sort of skin tone I was using on the background of her, and put a little bit of a upside down crescent on her nose.
She is so cute.
And then also underlining where her nostrils would be, and her philtrum under her nose, a little bit on her lower lip, and then on the upper lids of her lashes.
And what does that do?
That way, since I've been putting more kind of browns and oranges and pinks and purples and magentas on her skin tone, that will show me what parts of her face will be closer to the viewer, even though the color won't appear to change to the viewer really, except maybe a bit of blush on the cheeks. It will look like that part will be closer to you, like more three-dimensional wise. Put a little bit on her shoulder too, so that doesn't look like a weird neck growth or something. I want to make it to look like her shoulder.
Jasmine,
yeah.
Shaylee wants to know if we like black books.
I love black books. It is probably my second favorite show of all time.
Graham Lynham, Arthur Matthews
Graham
sort of thing.
Lyman,
We like Father Ted also.
Great, yeah.
And IT Crowd. And Arthur Matthews then continues to work on Toast of London.
No, I love black books. That's one of my... I could probably quote you any line from that if you gave me the first line. Don't make me do parlor tricks, but I think I probably could. Couldn't I, Manny?
Very well so, yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda says, do you ever have to seal your paintings between stages or just seal it at the end?
Just at the end. I pretty much just do acrylics. That's part of the reason I usually don't do a full pencil sketch on the piece of wood I'm going to work on unless it's a sketch that I would have before that. When I'm working on the actual panel, I just do acrylic, and that kind of seals itself. And then at the very end, I do a whole varnishing thing. If you haven't seen it before, we did a whole episode, I think 4 or 5 weeks ago, where I was working on varnishing Silent Wisdom, right, Mandy?
Yes.
And I showed, it was very boring. Well, that part of it was, but it was just varnishing, and I do, I don't know, probably between 10 and 30, depending on how bumpy the actual panel is, layers of varnish on that.
Cheshire is asking if we've ever seen Bitten, Bitten. I have not.
So I've been bitten by Gamera, but I have not seen it.
I love the Bitten series and all the books. I don't know those.
I don't know the books either.
Is it a vampire?
Is it vampires or what is that? It sounds like it'd be vampires. But...
Yeah, I have to kind of be sold really hard on a vampire series.
I've read a few series of books I really like that are vampires, but then I've read some I didn't really care for. So yeah, it depends on who's.
Werewolves and Witches and the Lot.
Oh, well, I like witches.
Is
all of them.
Age group, is it YA or is it adult?
Or is it mature adult? That's what. Hey, you have to ask sometimes. Sometimes I didn't know when I read a book. I'm like, oh,
it's adult.
Wow, okay. Regular adult.
Oh, it's also on Netflix. I see.
Oh, is it a TV show?
Yes, so.
Oh. No, I have not seen that. Is it good?
2 people in the room really like it.
No, I like suggestions. If it's somebody whose opinion I think I'd agree with, I often, that's why I watch stuff. Otherwise, Amazon's like, watch this. Netflix is like, watch this. And if it's, why is it aimed at me if it's not aimed at me?
Well, all 3 seasons are on it. Okay, wow.
Oh, wow.
Netflix has got so much stuff going on, I can't keep track.
Does indeed.
The books are amazing. If you have the time to look up the whole series, it's by Kelly Armstrong.
Kelly Armstrong. Oh, that sounds familiar.
Kelly is Kelley. You want me to write it down?
No, I remember it.
Okay.
You know me.
We also have Hulu. Hulu's great for a lot of TV series. And Amazon Prime has a lot of free things too. I was
gonna say, I mostly end up seeing things on Netflix or Amazon Prime.
So between those 3, that's quite a bit.
That's a lot of stuff, yeah. Or like HBO. I have the HBO thingy on my old iPad.
Amanda Rabbit said, every book is based on a different character from the whole series. All the characters are connected to each other.
Oh, that's clever.
Is it like within the same time period, or do they go chronologically? Because I've read some books, that...
A whole series, though?
Well, not a whole series.
Yeah,
well,
that's why I thought it was clever.
So it's like one person's view of the story, and then another book is the other person's view, and like the stories kind of intertwine.
I haven't seen that happen. I've seen that happen with chapters a lot. I mean, you could say that even about Game of Thrones or something like that, like the George R. R. Martin ones.
Every book is... Oh, that's the same one. If it's the modern day series. The book is very good. The storyline is very good if it's the modern day series.
Are there multiple? I have no idea. This, man.
I don't know.
For reference, I've taken some of the color I used on her flesh tone and also in the background mixing with the Gesto, I put a cooler tone. I put some Payne's Gray and some Phthalo Turquoise. And I'm kind of drawing a little tiny baby unicorn in there. It's like, he's kind of like the unicorn version of him, except he's going to be kind of all silvery. I don't think I'll put any colors on him except for some gray and white. Maybe some brown. Maybe kind of like how if you saw a bird like a hawk or an owl.
We saw a couple hawks today.
We did. We saw a few of the red-shouldered hawks, yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah. Sorry, in Kansas City we have the red-tailed hawks, which are very much like the red-shouldered hawks, aren't they?
Yeah, the ones here, the red-shouldered hawk, its cry is very...
I was going to say, they make different noises.
Sad.
Oh, they're cute though. They go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sound like they need a hug.
Yeah. The ones in Kansas City are just like those things that are on Everest.
Man, both those birds thrive, don't they?
Yep, I got loads of them.
Leela said the last book I read was The Skin Collector by Jeffrey Deaver, which is one of his Lincoln Rhymes collection.
I read a whole bunch of his books.
I think it's pronounced Leanne Rhymes.
No, Maddie, it's not. But no, the Jeffrey Deaver ones, I don't know if I'm a fan really, but I got a whole bunch of his audiobooks when they're having a special on Audible, and I read a bunch of them. Is he not a Is he the one who's a member of Parliament, or am I confusing with somebody else?
No idea.
I'm not thinking. I'm probably thinking of Jeffrey Archer.
Maybe. Shaylee said, "Saw him a tad late to the party tonight, but is that a cool mini tiki or Hawaiian painting?"
It is. This little fella here. It's a lovely little Polynesian girl and a little tiki god. So I haven't done a whole lot on her, but it was part of a concept art thing that we were doing to perhaps make a series of sculptures with. So I'm trying to, with my first batch of mini paintings that we're launching up at strangeling.com for our Patreon-only shopping area, I'm trying to focus on ones that have had kind of a tie-in for different products we've done. For example, we've got different pin designs. I've done paintings of them. And these two here are ones that I've done as concept arts for figurines. This one I think is part of... Oh gosh, what is that series called? It's called Bewitching Companions. It's the second series I did with the Maddie after Dragonlink Companions. Like with the little tiny white horsies and the feathery wings.
Gosh, I remember those.
And later on, I get a chance to walk up. I might see if I'll find my sculpture of the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, we may have a couple.
I might have some. Those would be from a long. Yeah, you might recognize. I don't know.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is it the little Rios wings?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of them though. That's why I was. Do you know this one here?
I'll kind of.
Yeah, if you can set them lower, then I'll try to grab one before we sign off here to show you what I'm talking about. Because I think I've done... Well, sometimes I'll design like 20 of them and they'll end up making 5. So I never know which ones are actually going to be sculptures.
I could be wrong.
Oh, probably. Is it this one? Is it the one that this is based on? No, but it's part of the same series. Yeah, so this is one of her sisters. You can see these are little sculptures that we've done that have the tiny little horsies and very sparkly wings. I don't know which camera shows them better, but sweet little horsies that are all kind of based off of my
series. 5-ish? More?
Like I said, I think I designed like 16 of them. I think they probably made, I don't know, either 6 or 8 of them. I can't remember how much actually made it to production. And people ask me, hey, I really like this series. How many of the sculptures will be? I never know how many are actually going to be made physically, as opposed to just things like the paintings and the drawings and all that. Well, yeah, there's a bunch of them, baby. No, I'll find it. If it's before we sign off today, if I get a chance, I'll try to grab it. But they're very cute, and they're kind of what I thought about when I was doing this first little fella with the little white snoot. But even though he is a dragon, and the other ones are little pegacorn, unicorn, pegasus. Is there a real word other than pegacorn for something that's like a pegasus that's a unicorn? Maybe somebody in the room knows. That seems like a group that might know.
So Jasmine, what events do we have coming up?
Well, I don't know a whole lot until August.
This person just wants to know.
I didn't hear what you said, baby.
What events are coming up? They said, can you get a rundown of your upcoming events till November?
Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. I can think of all sorts of them before. I thought you meant like in the very not too distant future. August is when I start moving back in with a big slew of events. We've got August 7th and 8th in Disneyland, California, inside Disneyland Park for the Haunted Mansion 50th anniversary. Then on August 9th, we are at Wonderground Gallery at Disneyland, downtown Disney in Anaheim, like the free area of the park before you get there. And I'm doing an autographing session there. Then at the very end of August, beginning of September, I will be at the Dragon Con in Atlanta. At the same time, it's the same weekend, Labor Day weekend, the Kansas City Renaissance Festival opens up. I will make a few visits there throughout September and October, but I don't know what dates yet. But for sure, the opening weekend of Labor Day, I will be in Atlanta at Dragon Con in the dealer's room this year. So a new room at Dragon Con this year. Then September 7th, I will be at the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs here in Florida, and that will be for my Alice in Wonderland coloring book opening. Then shortly after that, I'll probably do 1 or 2 more of the Kansas City Renaissance Festival events at my shop there. My sister Amber and her husband Chris run that most of the time, but I'll be there for autographs and stuff for a few weekends out of the autumn.
Pretty much through November.
Yeah, no, I have a couple shows in October I haven't talked about yet. I will be in the 2nd and 3rd weekends of October. One of them I will be in Glastonbury for the Avalon Fairy Fair, and I think they have posted their dates now. So if you can find them online, I can tell people finally what they are. And that will be in Glastonbury. I'll be there for that weekend at the Avalon Fairy Fair inside the town hall there at Glastonbury. And I think it's either the weekend before that or the weekend after that I will be in Bath for coloring.
It's the weekend after.
The weekend after that. I think. Okay, so probably the 3rd weekend of October, I'll be in Glastonbury. And the 4th weekend, I am in the nearby city of Bath in the UK for a coloring book convention that I have not confirmed the date or time on yet, so cross your fingers on that one, because I don't know 100% if that's happening or what day it is or anything like that, but I'll let you know when I know. And then after that would be November, and I'm not sure where I'll be, and that's all you asked for. Haha.
Jasmine will be going down every little good girl and boy's chimney
good at
on the evening of December 24th.
Effectively, I will. But I will probably do some sort of show really at the Pop Gallery in Disney Springs here in Florida in December, because they usually have me come in December at some point. And then I'll be doing a couple more shows probably in either September, October, November, December at the Wonderground Gallery here in Florida, not to be confused with the one in California. And then next year in, I believe, November 14th, for those of you who plan really, really far ahead, I will be doing my solo show at the Corey Helfer Gallery November 14th, opening in 2020, and that will run for approximately a month.
Woohoo!
Yay! I'm also in a bunch of solo shows that are coming up too.
You mean group shows?
Yeah, Jesus, yes. Oh my gosh, yeah, a bunch of, that would be awful.
Yeah, I'd be like, no.
I'd be like, no, it's all Jasmine all the time. No, group shows that are coming up. We've got the Corey Halford Hello Kitty show will be coming up on June 29th, I think. Or wait, when does that open? I think it's June 29th. Not too, like a week or two from now. It's probably on my little calendar thing. Oh wait, you know what? I've got a printout of it.
We're talking about Hello Kitty stuff.
Yeah, I know. Aha.
Oh, aha. Aha.
Okay. Bunch of style sheets if you know what Hello Kitty's outfit's supposed to look like.
If you say you know
what
the hell.
Don't look at that. No.
Kitty.
Yeah, Saturday, June 29th. I will probably not be there in person. There's a chance I could be, but it's probably not. But
I definitely won't be.
Matt won't be, but there's a chance I might fly out and sign stuff if it seems necessary. I don't know if they're going to be making prints, for example. If they're not making prints, it would be silly for me to do that. But anyways, that will be June 29th, and you can go to the Corey Helfer Gallery in downtown Los Angeles. And I have a print. Oh, here's a bunch of my, I think I showed these last time, my different Hello Kitty concept arts I did. There's a handful. Turned out so cute. Oh, look at that one. She's so grumpy. No, I have oh, there she is. Here.
Jajoki Mom says, I still refuse to believe that Hello Kitty is a girl and not a cat.
She can be both. I don't want to limit girls or cats. Look, there she is. There's my Hello Kitty painting. It's called My Hello Kitty, and that will be at the Corey Halford Gallery at the Sanrio event for her 45th anniversary. It's an official portrait of her. And I don't know yet. I will let you guys know as soon as I do if they're going to make prints of her, because they are choosing some of the artist portraits to be prints and some they might put on merchandise. And as soon as I find out, I will let you know. Otherwise, she will be there. The original painting will be there, and this is just a crappy printout here, but we'll be in Los Angeles on June 29th in downtown Los Angeles. And that's a gallery I've done a lot of shows at. If you've seen one of my big solo shows in Los Angeles, it's probably there if it wasn't at Disney.
2 minutes to raffle.
Oh my goodness. And this one is for the Jack and Sally Disney notebook, right?
Yeah.
And this is the next prize, and I will autograph it. It is licensed by Disney and by Tim Burton. Are these still available, do you know, Maddie, at Disney, or are they sold out?
I think I saw them last time I was there.
Yeah, that would have been a little while ago. But they were for the 25th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas at Disney, and they made they had a bunch of artists. They didn't make the artists. They asked a bunch of artists to do different portraits of the characters, and they let me put Sally's kitty cat in there.
Yay!
And there's Zero, and Jack, and Sally. And they also have these on stuff like purses and wallets and all sorts of things at Disneyland or Disney World or at the Your WDW store. Matt probably already posted a link to that, but
I did. I can post it again.
Or you might win one here. I can't make or sell myself, but they were sold by the Walt Disney Company at their stores and galleries. I'm going to start putting some of the lights in their eyes. The cornea, like what is kind of like the white part of your eye around where your iris is, that's kind of grayish, whitish, orangish, bluish. Usually when it's more of a shadow, if I have warmer tones, I will put a sort of blue tone in the whites of their eyes. So use my tiniest little brush, and I'm mixing some Payton's Gray with some Titan Buff here. And a bit of the same color I used in the background, like when I was mixing the gesso. And I'm going to outline this part very carefully around where the irises are.
Oh.
And that will start making their eyes pop a bit.
Okay, I will draw.
Oh, somebody winning.
What is going to win?
And I'll do both of these at the same time, even though I might make one lighter or brighter. This would work as a good kind of base level.
L Hertz 914.
Didn't you just say something about L Hertz, or were you just talking
It was a comment.
Okay, they didn't win the last one.
Yeah,
okay.
Nope.
Well, congratulations. You have won a Jack and Sally notebook, and I will autograph it for you.
Woohoo!
And like we were talking about earlier, this is not one that is like a print or a canvas or anything at Disney, so you can always cut off the front and make it a little framed picture, which is what a lot of people do with this notebook. Or use it as a cool journal. I'm going to use that same light color. And if you look at this, I'll show a bit closer here. That's kind of matching the tiny horsey I've painted on her too. So that will help tie the painting together.
Oh, she's lovely. I've always wanted a tiny horse.
Yeah.
A tiny horse, and I had a tiny little field, and it had a tiny little had its tiny little paddock and its tiny little stall. Wouldn't that be adorable?
Like a Eurohippus, like a prehistoric tiny horse, like those little ones that were.
Or the Barbie.
Or a Barbie horse. Yeah, little Barbie horses are.
That'd be so cute.
Well,
and they'd make their
really
little horse noises, but it'd be tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny horse noises. Oh, night, Manda.
Honey. Oh, and we do have one more prize tonight.
Leila's heading off too. One more prize today is the pin.
Yeah, the last prize today is the pin. I got Seashell Collector. And she'll be the last one tonight. And we'll be back again next weekend because we'll be here in Florida. I'm actually using some of the light color that I used for the horsey and for her hair on this painting start highlighting the lighter parts of her knees, calves, and legs in this painting again. And that, in a way, even though it's a lighter color, that will kind of emphasize the richer color in her skin there. Let's see if you can see that. Because that will kind of bring up the areas that are closer to the viewer.
Well, Jasmine,
Yeah.
Cheshire doesn't understand on September 7th, where are we going to be? And where are we going to be at Disney Springs?
September 7th?
When are we going to be there?
Well, I will be there on September 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Pop Gallery at Disney Springs.
Right by that bowling alley you mentioned.
Yeah, right across between Splitsville, the bowling alley, and the AMC Theater, right across from the new Wolfgang Puck's restaurant that
That's
I
where
just put in. So.
People stand and they say, I don't know whether to go bowling, buy Jasmine art, or go see a movie.
Go buy Jasmine's art and then go see a movie.
I'd say do all three.
And go bowling if you have time. But it will be at the Pop Gallery, and I will be there from 6 to 9 signing autographs on the Alice in Wonderland coloring books. That's what they will be. The official debut party for them will be there. And then Pop Gallery is going to have a special pin, like one of my enamel pins, not this one, but this sort of pin where it's like, you know, the actual metal cutout molded ones. And it will be Alice in Wonderland themed. I'll probably show you guys in the next week or two what she's going to be. But they will be handing the pins out free with any Jasmine purchase starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you want to get a free pen or you want to buy stuff there at the gallery, come around 4 o'clock, and then I will be there between 6 and 9 p.m. and I will be autographing stuff. So if you are buying something for me to autograph and you want a free pen, go there at 4 because they might run out by the time I get there. That has happened before. We have 200 of the pens. Or Pop Gallery has 200 of the pens.
Right.
I have like 2 of them, but I'll probably have a couple. We usually make a few extra for blooper in case something gets ruined or folded or stepped on or lost or the color's wrong or whatever. And those ones we always give away randomly to our Patreon pen collectors. If you're not one of those yet and you like pens, go join right now. Matt can post a link. Or we sometimes have them at things like this, like we're here at Twitch tonight and we're giving away one of the ones from 2018. So sometimes if I have a spare one and it wasn't needed by the gallery, like nobody lost one or promised one to somebody and they didn't get it or whatever, then I end up with a handful of extras and I never sell them and you can't bribe me, but I will give them away as price. Oh, every time I have a pen, like 20 people try to bribe me or buy them for me, but I only give them away if it was an event exclusive. I do not sell them. I do give them away with the original painting for whoever buys that. I should probably tell people about that, shouldn't I?
What's that then?
Biohazard.
Yes.
I completely forgot about it.
I'll put a link.
That. Can you hand those to me, love? Or I can grab them there?
Yeah, you bet.
I think I've got the pen. I've got the pen around here. Is it over here? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, you were showing it earlier.
Yeah. Yep. I see her. Alright. So, the original painting of the pin design, for those of you who do not know me, I am very old-fashioned, so when I am designing a pin, instead of doing it on a computer or something, I do it with like paints and brushes and old pieces of wood and stuff like that. So I have the actual original piece of artwork from, when was this, 2017. We've got her here. And then I keep the color rough, which is, or the color proof rather, that they give me to make sure that the colors match the painting. As she does. You can really tell in the slide, it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty close. So I keep that one with the original painting, and for the longest time, I've been stacking up in my horrible art cabinet that nobody should ever see because it's such a mess. But I stack them together and I keep them, so eventually I was like, somebody's probably going to want these, and now that it's a couple years on, I'm selling the painting, and you get a free pin with it.
It's kind of like how you feel about your sketches.
Yeah, I know. I need to let things go.
I'm going to put up that link again.
Yeah.
And feel free to do it.
And
a little over
it's
1,000
an original painting. Oh, that's good. That's original painting in the pin, the first pin, and the actual original painting, and it's you can see where Matt wrote 8 by 10 on the side in case I was ever good. Matt's handwriting, but yeah, it's kind of neat. It's kind of like a collector's item sort of thing, and that's why I always keep one of the pins aside. And that's the only time that you'll ever see a pin from me that I'm not just putting on the website or giving away at a show. Well, I'm going to start working on the background. Let's see. Actually, looking at these two, since I'm going to be listing these around the same time, I want to put on her some... Oh, I was going to find the sculpture for her, too. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. I'll be back in 2 minutes or something. And then I'll find that action.
It's like it's signed by Jasmine and Matt. Kinda.
Yeah, all my paintings.
Yeah, I mean, I can't guarantee that I'll always write the size on the side, but right, or so when we store it. Yeah, and so when we store it, Jasmine knows. Yeah, that last raffle is a pin, and that pin is name right. Seashell Collector. And that's a pretty little pin. I like that one. I like the mermaids a lot. Oh yeah, Shaylee, of course. That's a different thing. So yeah, basically if Moobot's working, which it does most of the time, if you join the raffle during the broadcast, you're basically in it for all 3 of the raffles that we do, or all the raffles that we might do. So don't ever worry about that. If you see you got your little message from Moobot and you see that, that means you're in the raffle. So yeah, that's a frequently asked question each broadcast. Like, I need to go hold a bunch of clothes. Will I still be in the raffle? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, you will. Feeds Moobot. Whispers in Moobot's ear. Pick me. I'd love that pin. Well, maybe the mighty Moobot will listen to you. A Seashell Collector is also a gorgeous pin. Yeah. Yeah, I guess she some of the sea girls Jasmine has are not necessarily mermaids, but kind of nymphs. Or they like sea stuff. Sometimes I'll just be sitting in a pond of swampy water.
That's more of a Florida mermaid. Oh, well, here she is.
Oh, cool.
Found her.
You found the actual one?
I found the actual.
Yeah, those are mixed in our.
She's one of the very first ones I did, man.
That's so nice.
Yeah, but she's based off of one of the sketches I did. So, in addition to doing some of the mini paintings off of these concept art ideas that we've had, we're hoping to also add some paper sketches that I'll get rid of the ones that have footprints and are all crunched up on the corner, but I'll save the nice ones and have Matt put them in a frame or something.
Yeah, I could probably mat them or something.
Yeah, I like how I have my paintings I like in the like that side of my studio, like that Larry Elmore and stuff, like how it's in that black frame.
Yeah,
I think that would work really good for sketches.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, an idea. I'll see if we can get them for that size, but. Here's a little sculpture. It's one of my Hamilton collection ones. And if you look at her, I don't have the sketch handy because a lot of my sketches I do when I'm at my other studios, like in Kansas City or London, when I'm not here with all my millions of paints all the time. I like to do sketches and, concept art and stuff in other studios. But Jasmine. This is her. And there's our baby horsey. Yeah.
Tina wants to know when these are available on Strangeling.
The mini paintings?
Yeah.
Tuesday
at 7
Tuesday
Eastern
at
time.
7 o'clock Eastern time. So if you don't know what I can't see what
I think
the clock is
she's
on here,
local.
But
so.
Oh, okay. Because right now it's like 6 something, right?
6:12.
Okay. So depending where you're at, it's 6:12 p.m., which would be 18 o'clock in the UK. How many hours off you are from that, we will be at 7 o'clock on strangeling.com on this Tuesday. And this is hopefully when I'll have all my mini paintings done. And I'll just pop them up there and you can buy them. And only make sure you know your login if you're a Patreon member, because only Patreon people can get in there. You don't have to be the fancy $100 tier or anything like that. You can be the $1 tier. Get in there. If Matt hasn't posted the link, go sign up. You'll get a password, and that's how you get into that secret part of the website. I literally don't think I could paint enough of these to offer to the public on my website. Do you think, Manny?
I don't know. They're probably going to go really quick.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why we're making for our Patreon people, and that's the secret login thingy that you can do there. If you are a 10 plus Patreon person, you get 10% off, so that saves you $60. So if you're paying $10, that's a really good deal. That's something to think about. And all of these little ones will be in the frames. Did I show the frame up yet? It's in the box. There's some in the box over there. Each one of the paintings that I'll be, and I'm going to try to do this pretty often, at least once a month. So I've gotten a whole bunch of these done that are magnificent frames, kind of like the ones you'd see like in my really big paintings, but they're for these little paintings. And all of the original paintings that we put up at strangeling.com, the Patreon only shopping section will be in those frames. And each one will be an original painting.
Got another question.
Oh, what's that one?
Ian asks,
Yeah.
I know Madame Leota isn't even out yet, but
Nope.
are there any other Disney paintings in the pipeline after that one?
She is the next one, and since she has not been released yet, I can't really talk about ones that are coming in after her, but there will definitely be more.
And Cheshire wants to know when Madame Leota is coming to Disney Springs.
Disney Springs? I don't know. All I know is the things that that Disney post on the actual Disney website. That's when I find out about it, and they were only talking about the August 7th and 8th event at the Disneyland Resort in Anaheim.
So we don't know, guys.
But she will be. They did say, yes, they'll be available in Florida after that. So it will happen. I just don't know when. And it'll be sometime after it is in California. Because that's the actual 50th anniversary. Because the one in Florida hasn't been here quite as long. I wonder, though, because it's only a few years off, isn't it, maybe?
Yeah, it is only a few years off.
Yeah, so I wonder if they'll do
it was one of the
50th...
first things built when they built.
Yeah, it's one of the first ones here. I wonder if they will do a 50th anniversary for the Florida one.
Probably. Disney loves the anniversaries.
Disney does like
They don't like the
anniversaries.
crowd anniversaries, though. They don't like to overlap them too much.
Yeah.
So it's like Mickey's birthday, that kind of... I'm sure there have been other anniversaries, but they haven't...
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Mickey's birthday's like the most important, probably.
But as far as rides go, maybe they'll do a 50th anniversary for Florida, too. That would be cool. Maybe I'd get to do another Haunted Mansion painting. I've got like a million ideas for Haunted Mansion paintings, so they'll probably get sick of me asking about it.
Well, there's a lot going on in that.
There is 999 ghosts, man. That's a lot of ghosts. I'm taking some of the highlights that I put in her hair and also on the muscles of the tiny little pony hair and kind of drawing a little mane around him to match where his little unicorn horn is.
Aw.
Oh, he's such a cutie. Really. And so I don't have the sketch handy, but I can look at my sculpture and I can use that as a little maquette when I'm painting him. So if I am looking and I'm thinking, oh, what do his ears look like when they would go forward in that sort of wing if the light was coming from the side? Oh, that would be in shadow over there. That's a handy thing about having little sculpture versions of your artwork in addition to the paintings. It's kind of a neat combination. In her, for example, it's probably hard to tell on her wings because they are actually kind of iridescent glitter. I don't know if that shows up on the computer here. But her eyes, does it show?
Yeah, definitely.
Her tights are actually kind of like iridescent gold, too.
She's a sparkly little thing, isn't she?
She's very sparkly. Well, she's a unicorn. She should be sparkly.
The unicorn, alicorn, whatever it is, has the little glowy bits, too.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Yeah, he's got tiny little... But I was going to show, I don't know if you can tell, her eyes are almost a really magenta violet sort of purple.
Ah, I see that.
And her little horsey friend is too. So I'm going to use some of that purple and put that on her eyes and the horsey's eyes. And I'm going to think about my character here with the Polynesian theme, if there's any purple I'd want to put in there. And I might do, maybe on the flowers in her hair, since a lot of flowers, obviously, in Polynesia are very purple. So I'm going to get some of my Dioxazine purple, which is one of my favorite colors, but one I use the least because it is a very, very strong saturated color. So I'm going to put a little bit of that here on my palette. I'm also going to, at the same time, get a bit more of quinacridone magenta, which is kind of a reddish purple. That way, if it starts getting too blue, I can mix it in with some reddish, and that will change it a bit. And a bit more white. This is titanium white. It's a good thing to make any other sort of very vibrant color opaque.
Which one was that last one?
Titanium white. Yeah. Titanium white is a good, it's a very cool white, but kind of long to dry paint.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Did you notice the paragraph of spiel when we went into Dick Blick? And it said, "What is titanium white?"
Oh, yes.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that sounds like Jasmine talking about it
Yeah,
on
it was.
Twitch
They were talking about, too, though, about with the lead content of white paints, like with oil paints and stuff like that. Which is part of the reason I always go for the non-toxic acrylics. Because as you've probably seen by watching me, I put my paintbrush in my mouth all the time. You don't want to do that with titanium white if it's an oil paint. So don't eat your paints, even if I do.
Yeah.
That's your lesson for the day. No, really, though, you shouldn't. You probably shouldn't even eat these.
Well, people are talking in the room about this cute new Jasmine Becket-Griffith autographed fairy figurine.
Oh.
Bumblebee Dragonling figurine.
Oh, aren't they
I'm
adorable?
I'm going to go ahead and put the link in there.
Oh, excellent.
It's pre-order, I believe.
Is it only on the U.S. website, or is it on the international one?
I think it's... I don't know.
If it's on Enchanted Treasures, it might be up there, but it might just be on the U.S. website.
It's a pre-order, so it's probably just U.S.
Okay, yeah, probably.
So the U.S. people will be able to see this.
Yeah,
at least.
That's only because Hamilton is a U.S. company, and
right.
If you are pre-charging somebody on your credit card, I think it's technically illegal to do that with a country with a different currency until the product is physically there. So that's why you can pre-order stuff in the U.S. sometimes before the U.K. and vice versa, depending on what company it is. It has nothing to do with what country you live in. It's all about what currency you're using. I've had people in the UK ask me that a lot, and I'm like, no, it's just a weird, silly international law. I'm going to cover up this part of it. I kind of made a line. This is when people talk about, if you sketch and you make a mistake, what do? If you look, I don't know how you can see it, but over her nose, there's like kind of a horizontal line there.
Yeah.
It looks like a little freckle or something.
Yeah.
But that was there when I was drawing her eyes to make sure they were balanced, so that like one eye wasn't way off from the other eye and her nose was in the middle. But I haven't put any flesh tone over that. So that's the way that you kind of erase stuff with acrylic paints. You start off with a light color or neutral background or just a blue or gray background, whatever. You build up with lighter tones on the top, and then if you mess up, you cover it up with, I use the color I mix with the gesso. So I already have this color made because I have a million little jars I've made myself over here. And I will cover up that part of her nose.
Yeah. Sorry, Jasmine.
That's okay.
And
now it's gone. Yay.
Shaylee says one of the great things about using acrylic paints is that I can have Viago with me. That's her birdie, by the way.
Oh, yes, that's her
when
lovely
I paint,
birdie.
I don't encourage him near my work.
Yeah.
But at least I know it's safe should he knock anything over or get paint on his wing again.
That's very true. And Shaylee, that's kind of one of the reasons I choose that with acrylics is because my cats like to come drink my paint water. Even though I have a wonderful water fountain, like a big bowl of water and a running water fountain in the other room, they will come out of their way to drink my paint water. And even though I wouldn't encourage a cat to drink it, if they were to drink it, it would probably be less poisony. So that's a very good reason. Or if you have small children in your house, or would just use oil paints and be responsible and don't put your brush in your mouth and don't let
Probably
your
doesn't feel good
children
in the
and your
stomach,
pets
though.
around it. Yeah, no. We all know how Van Gogh ended up. He ate his paints a lot, but his paints were probably tastier then. I don't know.
I don't know. Have paints ever tasted good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh.
paints are terrible. Don't eat them. Don't ask me that, man.
So Bob says that titanium white may actually be an approved food colorant.
Oh.
You'd have to check.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe there's a different way they make it now. I don't know.
But yes.
Well, there used to be flake white, which was almost completely lead. Or just ground up lead.
Flake?
Flake white. There's still a
flake
color called flake white that a lot of oil paints have. And then there is zinc white, which of course is zinc based, and that's probably less poisonous. I'm not a scientist, but I know people use it similarly for sunblock. You know how, Maddie, when people have zinc sunblock,
yes,
and they put it on their face and it makes stripes, you don't even try to blend it in. It's like, looks like toothpaste on your face. Yeah. That is zinc based, and that doesn't seem to be poisonous, or at least not illegal. So I don't know.
Azumaka says paintball paint tastes good.
Yeah, I've never shot myself in the mouth with a paintball gun.
If you make paints using berries, it may taste good. Well, that's true.
Probably
if I made paints
so.
using lasagna, it probably also tastes good.
No, there are paints made, or a lot of dye-based products are. I was showing Matt the other day about saffron, how it dyes kind of a bright orangey yellow color, and it's a wonderful plant. We actually eat a lot of saffron.
Oh, we love it.
It's expensive, but it's tasty. And it colors everything bright orange yellow. If you get it on your fingers, it just makes them orangey yellow.
So, Viago's, Haley's bird, got really good at distracting her and could grab a brush out of her hand and try to fly off with it.
Ah!
But it was too heavy.
Aww.
He also likes to call my paintings a good boy when I stand up or finish them.
Oh, that's adorable. That's the fun thing about having a parrot, a bird like that. They can actually kind of talk to you with their mouth. Our kitties, I just have to guess about telepathy, and it's probably not the same. Pull her cheeks out a bit more. It looks like that cheek was a bit wider than that cheek as far as where her eyes are. Oh, they're looking so cute.
I like her tiki friend.
Yeah, I really do hope they end up making that into a series. Naples yellow. Nickel azo gold.
Titanium dioxide, known in food as the colorant E171, has been used for more than 5 decades.
Oh, okay. Well, it's one part of a larger compound of chemicals, so it's like hearing the term sodium, and you could be talking about salt, or you could talk about sodium ferrocyanide or some sort of poison. It's just kind of a prefix that would use for any sort of combination of chemicals.
Well, his name's Bob's Chemist.
Oh, there you go.
Bob Z Chemist.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's Bob Z Chemist.
Bob Z Chemist. Also, it's Bob Z. I know a Bob Z.
I know a Bob Z too.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. I know, kitten. Stuff used in paints is industrial grade, though. I wouldn't eat it by choice.
No, I
Well,
don't.
yeah, it's like
I don't
Play-Doh.
ever eat
Play-Doh.
any paints on purpose. I mostly just eat plants. If I'm gonna accidentally put my brush in my mouth, I don't want it to be something that is most likely dangerous.
I have about a half hour till raffle.
And the final raffle is the collecting seashells. And she is so pretty. I love her. And I'll sign the little card thing on the back. And if you like pins in general and want to sign up for the Pins Club, we have pin, love. Yeah.
She should get there.
Yeah, I think so too. But where is she? Is she farther away? Did she fall behind this?
I don't know.
I have a printout of her, but I don't see. I don't know where she is.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure she's around here. I just don't see her. My sister.
I thought we had it because.
Yeah, I thought we did too. That's okay. If you look up on my Instagram or Patreon or Facebook, she's up there now. I also have a printout of the concept art for her right here, and she is the June pin of the month. Except she's not that big. She's like that big. And if you sign up for her, you also automatically get Luna Moths, which is the current Patreon only pin of the month. You only get her if you are a Patreon member. And do you think it's dark enough out yet, Matt, to see what she does?
I think it might work.
It's raining out, so I thought it might be darker than it usually is this time of day. I'll hold it in
Definitely.
front of her light real quick.
Someone said the cats ran off with the.
They might
Orca
have
magic.
done. Well, that's how I found them sometimes. It's kind of terrifying. Let's see. Can we tell? Oh. Can you, or is it too dark?
Oh yes.
Oh,
yes,
can you?
definitely
Okay, yes. Yep. Oh, yeah. She glows in the dark, and her little moth friends do. And what's kind of cool and unexpected about her is some parts on some pins glow differently than other parts of other pins do. So each one's just tiny little bit different. Like some of them, the little dots in her hair glow. Some of them, her eyes glow. Some of them, her moths glow. Some
I
only
love all
that
the
moth
glow-in-the-dark
glows.
ones.
Every single one is slightly different.
Pretty cool.
And you literally cannot buy her. She is just a gift for Patreon people who sign up for the pin collector tier.
Yes, and it's hard. It's very difficult to get multiples of that
I mean,
one.
you can if you have friends who live in your house, or if you want to buy multiple accounts for your own house, you can do that all day if you want.
All day.
Yes, all day. Set up buy pin account. Buy pin account. I that's fine by me. Why would I care? What I'm going to do here, since I've mostly added more neutral tones, I know this is kind of a boring episode because I'm only working on shading, but I'm doing 2 different types of skin tones here. She's going to have darker, tanner skin. She's going to have kind of a silvery, whitey skin, sort of. I'm going to start adding some more pinks and cooler tones on the down kind of shaft underneath both of their eyes, and where the bridge of the nose would be if my characters really had nose bridges. I'm going to get some more Dioxazine purple. And I'm also going to get some sap green. That is the only color of green I ever really use is sap green, because I like to make my own greens, and to be honest, I've been disappointed with the greens of pretty much every paint color I've used. They always look very unnatural. Like if you're painting a leaf and you use a green that's already made from an art company, it always looks like a fake leaf that you got at Hobby Lobby that you stuck in like real leaves. It never looks real. So I usually mix my own greens with a variety of browns and yellows and blues, etc.
Yeah, Jasmine's
like
very good at
sap
mixing
green.
paint.
Yes, and green is my favorite color, so I'm very picky about it. But sap green is a pretty solid green. I almost treat it like a brown though. If I want it to look like green, what I'll do is I'll mix it with a blue, a violet, or a turquoise.
Yeah, Jasmine can look at a painting and look at the color on it and then mix that on a palette.
Yeah.
It would take me hours to try to do it, and I have this huge
not,
job of.
Oh, I'd say it's not a helpful trick I can do, but it's one of the things I can do. It works with
I
my
think
job.
learning how
Yeah.
paint works like that is a remarkable skill.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't do what you do without it.
That's true.
If I was going to try to paint, I would almost do it like a paint by number. Because I don't know about mixing
That's
paints.
kind of how you learn, though.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, this leaf's gonna be green, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then I'd maybe do some highlights with a yellow or something.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't start mixing my own colors because I'd be so worried about it.
I always thought it would be fun if I could. That's why I've got all these awful jars and millions of. I don't don't know if you guys
Awful
have
jars
seen
and
all
several
these,
palettes
but-
going on at once.
Yeah, I don't even know how many palettes I have. I have notes written on the outside, like with Sharpie, on all my different palettes.
Yeah, I'm
put them
always
on
scared I'm
palette
gonna sit
paper.
on one and gush all up.
I mean, these are called my violet grays, and I have made so many of these myself. I don't even know if other people can tell them apart. I mean, here's another one. This is just a violet gray. I think I have 11 violet grays. That's a lot of violet grays that I've made up myself. I wish I could kind of make my own paints that already came in bottles, but in the meantime I can mix them, and I like mixing them, so it's kind of fun.
Yep.
These are old baby food jars. These are things that cilantro came in.
Yeah.
Just rinse them out really good before you use them.
Also, I think that there's a decent selection at Michael's. Or
Michael's just,
is it Michael's?
they don't have a
those,
whole
or-
lot of golden fluid acrylics as
No, I
much
meant
anymore.
the containers, empty
Oh,
containers.
the containers,
Yes,
yes.
I apologize.
There's a box. Hey, on the other side of that, Maddie, if you look, there's a plastic container that has a whole bunch of the other ones that still has a label on the outside.
Okay.
I like to show people that
Yeah,
because
sure.
that's...
Someone said Ursula's in there somewhere.
Ursula is
Talking
in
about
there.
your-
No, she is. I
Um,
made her. No, they're not lying.
wait.
Here. Tell me I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, what's that say? It says Ursula. I
Yeah, I
found
think that's
her.
probably why you said it.
Yeah, I know.
This is an empty package, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's that Artist Loft brand that has.
Yeah, these are the ones from Michael's, and these do not have paint in them. They are just the empty bottles that look like this, I think.
Here's a smaller one that you have not used yet.
Oh, okay.
It's cute.
That's a cute one. That's probably one that went up here. Yeah, they're little. They don't cost a whole
Those are the
lot.
tiny ones.
There's a couple dollars, and you get a whole bunch of these, and then you can mix your own colors. Then that saves you time, energy, money.
Oh wait, there's still a bigger one in here.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't see it.
Yeah, see? Well, don't throw it away then.
I'm not gonna.
It's not trash.
Also, it's good to know. It's good to keep labels sometimes,
It is.
so you know which ones to buy.
Labels are good. You heard it here. So I'm going to take some of that purple that I mixed. That was the Dioxazine purple and the magenta. I'm just going to mix them on the side of my palette here.
So Shaylee says, I was about to say how I could never mix my own paint, but I realized that thanks to watching Jasmine's work, I actually been mixing my own skin tones.
Oh,
I saved them by sealing them in bags. Another awesome Jasmine tip.
that is. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Because
Aw, she says you're literally my teacher.
Oh, thank you, Shan. Thank you. That is a good thing. I would say, especially of skin tones, because well, first of all, sometimes it's kind of insulting, but also when you buy alleged skin tones in bottles at like an art supply store, they never look like anybody's face or arms that you've ever seen in your life. They look like weird Barbie dolls or something. So it's always a good idea to mix your own skin tones, I think. And skin, more than almost anything, depending on what sort of light it's around, very much changes colors. If you put it by something green, it will turn green. If you see somebody
Can I ask you
wearing
a question?
big orange shirt, it makes your whole face look orange. Yeah.
Okay, the never mind that, guys. The Medusa
Yes.
that's up there.
Yeah.
The area between her eyes is darker to give it depth. So the greenish pale skin. Did you take that same paint and add a little darker to it to make the part between the eyes?
You know,
Or did a totally different new paint?
I think I did a different new paint, but you know what? If you look at the last broadcast on Twitch, didn't I paint her up here?
You did.
I think I
just don't
did. So
remember.
if you want to hear me blather on about her specific skin tones, like the part under her eyes, below her eyes, etc., if you look up at either Twitch and look at the video archives and look at last week, which would have been the 9th, I think?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the 9th of June. Or if you look up at YouTube, I think it's called Jasmine's July 9th or June 9th broadcast or something like that. I talk about what colors I blend, and you can watch me blend them. So it depends on the painting. I think on this one, even though obviously he's a dragon and she's a, magic snake lady, they have different colored skin, different colored everythings, but I used the same gesso on there. If you can look at the sides, it both kind of look kind of grayish green. I think I probably put green in when I did her face tones, and I think I put kind of blue or purple in his, so that looks more like a ivory sort of white skin tone. But yeah, definitely watch our last broadcast because I pretty much painted her from start to finish up there. Well, I painted the snakes this morning, but other than that,
I like the snakes.
I like the snakes too. I like these two because they're kind of making eye contact, like they're smiling at each other, like ha ha ha. We live on this lady's head, aren't we, Cole? Yeah.
Hello. The one's talking.
The lower
Probably
one.
a lot of hissing.
Yeah, probably a lot of hissing.
Millie G says your Medusa is striking.
Oh, thank you.
And that's not even a snake joke.
It's not even like a cobra strike
Snake
joke or anything?
strike, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. She's a character I've always liked.
I like the Medusa in Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yeah. That is pretty cute.
Yeah, how Mike Wazowski loves her and all her snakes
Yes,
act
when
just
she
like
gets
she does.
mad, all her little snakes get mad. They're cute.
Nigel says, I've just turned to stone.
Exactly.
We can't all be clever like Perseus.
No.
I guess that's clever. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
common sense.
But
also.
we all don't have to be imaginary, and that's way better not to
Yay.
be. So, yeah. I'm using a kind of blue, green, gray color, similar to the one I've used in the background of the Medusa and the little dragon here. So when I pop these up on the website, sometimes people who get one little painting like to get a whole bunch of little paintings, and if that happens, then it's kind of nice to have them matched together. Also, I tend to make the backgrounds of my paintings my favorite color, which quite matches a darker shade of my apron. It's kind of a gray, blue, green color that I put on my wall behind me in my studio, and I use on a lot of stuff. So that's my generic background color if I'm going to paint something. Yeah.
Cheshire23 says, with your coloring books, I love how you write the description on the picture,
Oh, thank
and
you.
also how you also give us some guides on how to color the page, or we can make the picture our own.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to hear that. That's one of the things I think about the difference between me doing the actual painting and then somebody doing the coloring book. If I'm like, oh, this is called green mermaid triplets, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to tell people they have to be green. You could make them kind of any color. Why not make them fire mermaid triplets? You could kind of go in any direction with that.
Yeah, you could elemental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or things like Medusa's a good example of that, because I've done a few versions of the same character that are very similar looking, because I did two different pen designs. We did one pen design for Dragon Con that was the one I was looking at when I was doing this, where she's kind of green and has red eyes. And then I did one called Pale Medusa, where she has light skin and has like little albino snakes all over and red eyes. And when it's an actual painting and somebody's going to color it in, you are really starting from scratch. You can make it green or purple or rainbows or use glitter or anything like that. So that's one of the things I like to think about when we're actually putting the coloring book together. And the next one will be the Alice in Wonderland coloring book.
Yeah. People are very excited about that one.
Oh my gosh. I spent so much time on that one. Well, it's kind of hard to come. Well, it wasn't hard. It was just time consuming to come up with 55 paintings that were all Alice in Wonderland themed, so they'd all fit in the same book, and it worked out wonderfully. I can't wait to show it off to everybody. That will be coming up very soon.
I love that little dragon.
Yeah, little cutie.
I love the tiki
I
too.
want kisses. That looks like we also. Oh, we haven't shown your kitties yet, man. Is Dine down here?
I'll go see.
If she's there, bring her over.
I don't see any of the cats. I don't.
Okay, that's all.
I'll be upstairs sleeping.
Probably are. Well, okay. I saw. I'll go ahead and sit down though.
Okay.
Don't worry about him.
I
It's
I
okay.
can go
I just
upstairs and
want-
Fetch one.
Oh,
People are saying kitty time.
okay. I can find the kids.
Okay,
But
yeah, feel free.
I'm anyways, I was gonna show people. This will need a second to dry either way, but the tiki one here, I'm thinking about putting kind of a sunset in the background
Cool.
because that's
I like
got
that
a
idea.
very islandy sort of.
Tiki's
kitty
always
thing.
work with sunsets. We have 3
Yeah.
kitties.
I'll get a kitty. All right.
I'll describe them to you. So the one that she'll probably get is get Sunshine. Take it easy on yourself. Yeah, a bunch of toys in that one. So we have a kitty named Sunshine, and she looks like a kitten, but believe it or not, she's our oldest kitty. Then we have another kitty named Tigrio, but we just call her Rio. And she is a beautiful cat, and she's the one that you'll hardly ever see. And she's a silver, beautiful cat, and she has pretty eyes. And she's very shy and doesn't like to be held, and she looks like the little horsey and the dragon. And then we have Gamera, and Gamera is a crazy kitty that likes to bite and scratch, but doesn't realize she's hurting you. So she's not being malicious. She's just that way, and she's got these wacky crossed eyes, and she's just kind of funny. And they're all female. How did we come up with the kitties' names? Well, a Tigrio is a type of cat that lives in Mexico, and we just thought that'd be cute, so we named her that, and then we just shortened it to Rio. And Sunshine is from a song, and I won't tell you what song. It's probably not the one you're thinking of. And then Gamera, Jasmine and I thought, well, what does she look like? What does she look like? And we came up with the idea. Can't find Sunshine? She in the window? Oh. Not Gamera. Okay. And Gamera is a, well, if you know, that's the giant turtle from those monster movies. And she kind of looks like that. She's a tortoiseshell also, so that's kind of a funny joke. And apparently Jasmine got Gamera. And Jasmine, be very, very careful, please.
I will.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of wounds from Gamera. No, she's pretty cozy. She and Rio will be cozy up in the bed.
If she's just sleepy, she's usually not as bitey.
She's a big, lumpy kitty. You're huge, aren't you? And she weighs 16 pounds? That's really big.
She's being floppy and good.
Yeah. Okay, good girl.
Don't risk it.
I won't. No. I was just worried where Sunshine was. I didn't see her. Can you tell if she's in one of the front windows?
I can look.
I mean, I've seen her since we started broadcasting, so she's... Well, usually she's lounging around somewhere. She's not on top of the fridge, is she? Is she? Oh. Well, here's Gamera, but Gamera's a good girl. She really... Oh, she's purring, Maddie. She is a good girl. Yes, you are, Gamera.
Yeah, she's on top of the fridge.
Is she on top of the
Yeah.
fridge? Okay, that's why I couldn't find
Just
her.
relax on it.
That's fine. And Gamera is too, and Gamera is being sweet.
Okay.
Hey, Gammy, you want to go down now?
Worry.
Or no? Oh, she's getting cozy on my lap. Oh, baby. Oh, I love you, baby.
Yeah, she's our big, fat, oversized kitty.
She's lovely.
But she's also a little weight, and I'm proud of her.
She has, yeah. We put her and Integrity on a little bit of a tiny bit of a diet. Just less treats.
Let's see, how old are our kitties? I think Sunshine is 9.
It's hard to say because they're all adopted from wild.
Well,
so we don't
Rio
know.
is our oldest one, right?
Oh, yeah, we already
Oh,
had
I'm
Rio.
sorry, I
We
said
got
Sunshine. Rio must be 11.
But you don't know how old they were when we found them, really.
That's true.
And the doctors always say they're 3 no matter what.
Well, we did
so-
see Rio when she was a baby kitten.
I did see Rio when she was a baby cat.
She lived outside forever.
Yeah.
All these cats are
They're
like
all-
literal
they were-
rescues.
Yeah.
We found them,
Yummy.
or they were given to us by family members
That found them in their yard.
Yep.
Oh, come on, baby. You just want to go now. Well, she might be good.
We think that Gamera actually doesn't see us, and she
Yeah.
thinks the house is just haunted. What are
Yeah.
those things talking to us?
That's our
Because she cannot look.
joke that
at
she
us in
is
the eye.
blind and thinks we're ghosts. Anyways, I'm gonna put some darker purple under the upper lid of her eyelashes there. And put a little bit on the horsey here. I'm kind of actually going to go on the outside of where his eye is. I'll try to show you close up there. So it's like, not that the horse itself is wearing, you know, eye makeup, but the fact that his eyes are so purple that it would start to turn his eyelid and his cheek kind of purple too.
I like when
oh, there we go. Yeah.
I like when you have one of your beautiful girls with a creature that somehow they share common qualities.
Like some of their attributes are similar.
Yes,
like
I think that's sweet. Like these are both winged creatures.
Like the greeny one, the one with the kitty that looked like Azrael. That was the mini pin.
Yes.
Yeah, like this one here. How the kitty's eyes are green.
Or even Medusa and her cat. The kitty has little snakes too.
Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite part of that painting is that the kitty cat has little tiny snakes for whiskers and things.
We do sing as "Sunshine on My Shoulders" makes me happy when sunshine climbs up my shoulder a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, it seems like I always have a shoulder cat.
Yeah, it was Azrael.
Azrael was my shoulder cat, and Sunshine's my shoulder cat.
It's strange how kitties can overlap so much, even though we've had 5 different kitties.
Yeah, I can see how people think that their cats are reincarnated into other cats. I mean, that's a very common belief.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with people that because they
know their kitties.
Yeah.
I don't.
My cats are all fat, says Jojoki Mom. It's the thing is, fat cats are cute. It's really cute when they're fat, so it's hard not to.
It's probably not healthy for them, but it's not for.
Well, this last vet visit, they actually said something about Rio's weight, and they never had before.
Oh yeah, that's the first time they said we might start looking at her.
And she's trimmed a bit, and she looks great now.
She's also let me think. How old is she? I think we just said this, but
11-ish.
11-ish. So it's kind of like being 100 years old in people's years. So
cats are not fat; they have short legs.
Some of them, especially.
Yeah, munchkins.
Yeah. Well, Gamera has splayed legs.
What's that kitty with the very long legs? Is that the
Servals?
Serval?
Civet cats are like ferrets.
I'm thinking of I was
servals or savannah cats or
both of them. They have long legs.
Savannah cats are supposed to be a breed between a serval and a house cat. All of them are beautiful. They're some of the prettiest little kitties out there.
But there's
that's
one
hard to say about kitties.
at Gatorland that's really tall, so cute.
It's kind of like
it lives with a bobcat.
It's kind of like how Maine wolves are for doggies. You know what I mean, maybe?
Yeah.
How they look like they're on stilts.
Yeah, and they're stinky. The Maine wolf.
A lot of animals, if you put them in a small area, are stinky.
Well, they have that. But it's on purpose. They smell skunky.
Oh.
It's just their
way.
They
put people in a small area.
Yeah, the Maine wolf is beautiful.
I'm kind of putting a sunset in the background. So I started with some yellow. I'm turning into some matte orange, and then I put some magenta at the top. Oh, I think it's pretty. I'm going to put a little bit more shade in her now, since I know that there's going to be, and I arbitrarily decided that there's going to be a sunset behind her. I want her to look a bit darker as far as the shadows on her skin go, and probably on her little tiki friend too. I'm going to take a bit of water, a little bit more water, mix it with Van Dyke Brown, a bit of Doxazine Purple, and Quinacridone Nickel Azo Gold. You're going to say something, babe?
Yeah, have you ever seen, we're talking about fat kitties, have you ever seen a fat hairless cat?
I don't think so.
Me neither, they always seem...
It'd probably be too obvious.
Yeah, maybe so.
It's like being in a naturist camp or something if you're a cat. I don't know.
Yeah, they all seem very trim because they're, the joke about cats are not fat, they're fluffy.
They are.
And then it's like, well, Oh yeah, but it's so fun when if you have to wash your cat.
Oh no, it's
it looks so funny.
wow. I have had a different experience washing cats than you have.
Well, our cats would rip us to shreds.
Yeah.
But Sunshine would look really funny if she was. She looked so tiny.
Well,
She
she's
looked so
already
tiny.
very small.
Well, people are loving how this is turning out.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
this
liking her.
Tiki Fairy.
Yeah. Well, even if we don't end up getting the statues completed, I'd like to keep doing the paintings for these because they are so much fun. And I've done so many other ones that are kind of tiki, Polynesian, Hawaiian themed. Part of it started with the character Amara that my sisters did in my book, the first Strangeling book. She's got a couple stories in there. And then I've done obviously a bunch
Amara.
of these. Oh, Amara? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I did a painting a while ago, the Volcano Fairy one. I liked her. That's when I was thinking about doing a pin of. And then I started thinking about, oh, well, I did a Tiki Mermaid. I did 2 versions of Mara. I've got a handful of different kind of Tiki slash Polynesian slash Hawaiian sort of South Seas island things. And I thought about doing an actual pin set of them. So that might be one I do eventually too.
Will you do any more ancient Egypt pictures?
I hope so, definitely. We have a new series of sculptures that I forget if it came out last week. I think somebody here at Twitch was telling me it was coming out this week. So if you search probably up at Hamilton or the Bradford Exchange, we'll have the sculptures of a new series I've started that are Egyptian themed. But I'd like to do more actual paintings that are as well.
Maybe someday we'll get to go there.
I'd like to.
About 7 minutes to raffle.
And the last one is for the Seashell Collector Pen. Yes, and I will autograph her, and she will be lovely.
You get to stay at Disney resorts. Is Polynesian Jasmine's favorite?
I like the Polynesian resort. We live here in Florida, so we don't really get to stay at
We do
the
for fun
resorts
sometimes.
here. We do for fun sometimes, but yeah, we live in the town of Celebration, Florida, so the property line of our town actually is in line with Disney World in Florida, so we are practically there already when I am here in Florida.
I recommend the cabins.
I was gonna say
Those are
we
fun.
have stayed at quite a few of them just for fun, not for like working there, but just for fun with like nieces and nephews
Fort
or having
Wilderness
family
campgrounds.
down. What's that, baby?
Fort Wilderness campgrounds.
Fort
That's fun.
Wilderness is lovely. Yeah, it's a great place if you have an RV or something that you want to stay at too. It's also very cost effective.
Well, you can fit a lot of people in the
yeah,
cabins.
you can. Yeah, I like I've not stayed at the Grand Floridian, but that's a nice one. We probably
I like
stayed
all
the
the
most
Disney
at the
resorts.
Animal
Not a bad
Kingdom.
one.
The Animal Kingdom Resort is lovely.
We stayed at that one
We
so many
stayed at
times.
that one many times, and what's neat, it's the largest of all of them, not because of the rooms there, but because they have an enormous amount of Central Florida for the animals to stay in, and they have a lot of veterinarians and people watch after them, but it's almost like seeing a large wilderness of animals that live outside, and they can wander around and randomly in the middle of the night you're like, oh wow, there's some giraffes out there, and that's always pretty neat.
Kelly Sarah says they'll be staying at Port Orleans.
Oh, that's a nice one too. That's one based off of New Orleans,
I love it there. It's
which
it's
is
pretty.
one of Matt's favorite cities. One of mine too. Matt's just very partial to it. We're just talking about that. Gosh, honey, day before yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah.
We were talking about different cities in America that reminded us of cities in Europe. And
Yeah,
that's
you know
definitely one of them.
Mm-hmm. And New York was what
Yeah,
brought
that's
that
part
up.
of why we were talking about it, because we were in New York.
We were
for a few
comparing it
days,
to
and
London. It's
yeah,
probably the most comparable city to
Yeah.
London in the U.S.
I definitely would say so.
that I've been to. I mean, I could be
There
wrong.
might be others. I certainly haven't been everywhere. I hope to be. I'm taking some of that Naples yellow that I bought in New York City, and I'm going to...
That was a nice find.
That was. I was really happy. We just came out of a restaurant. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a Dick Blick.
Yeah, we had some delicious vegetarian Chinese food.
Yeah.
And we found a Dick Blick. And it was
right off Mott Street in kind of the Chinatown area.
I think
Mott Street? M-O-T-T?
It was in between Chinatown and Little Italy in that area. I don't remember where the Dick Blick is.
It was on Mott Street. It was
that
called
one down there.
Bodhi. I can't remember the rest of it, but it is right there on Mott Street, and it was lovely. But I'm putting some uplights on his face so you can kind of see he looks more, I don't know if cheerful is the word, but he looks very emotional. He's got kind of a smiley, grumpy, terrifying face about him. Applying his lip there, a little rubber line. I'll do his teeth here, and I'll show you what I mean. It's not like a jack-o'-lantern, but it's got that sort of look to it where it's, it's something that's being carved and it's resembling a very expressionistic sort of face, and it's being uplit. So I'm going to put a little bit of the light in her eyes to kind of reflect that, because
reminds me of the tiki room.
Yeah, it is like the tiki room.
Another one of Jasmine's favorite events.
Experiences. I think that's what Disney would say. Experiences. And so I'm going to put a little bit of light at the very bottom of where her iris hits the cornea. And I'll show you how that changes her face. Just putting that tiny little light there. Now, instead of looking like a drawing of her eye, it's going to look like more of a portrait of her eye, more of a painting, more of something that's lit up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be sad when these paintings go away, but Matt will frame them up, and these will be ones that will be debuting on this Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple more I'm hoping to have all finished, and they'll be varnished and framed and ready to pop up on your wall.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
Cheshire 23 is an athlete in the Special Olympics.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the cool?
What events?
I go on and on about the Special Olympics.
Yes, Matt and I both are sponsors of them.
Yes.
What events do they do?
I don't know.
Ah.
What events do you do, or do you like doing there, Cheshire? That's pretty cool. The Jokey Mom says, I really want the rainbow dragon.
That is a cute one. Also, too, I don't know if people know here, I don't know if I even showed him off, but we do have a pin version of him, too, that is currently on our website as of this past month up at strangeling.com. Little rainbow dragon, and this is his fancy portrait. What, baby?
I said so cute.
Oh, yeah, he's a honey.
Volleyball.
And
swimming and bowling.
Awesome. Wow.
That's why you mentioned the bowling alley.
Okay.
Now I know.
That's funny, because we were just talking about, Splitsville. My niece is going off to a volleyball camp this summer. I like volleyball, but I am...
Oh, Millie G is Miss Wheelchair New Jersey 2019.
Wow. Heck, we were just by New Jersey, weren't we? Literally,
we were very
24
close.
hours ago. Yeah.
That is too cool. You never know unless you start talking about it, right?
Yeah, that is so cool.
All right, let's see who won this.
Is this the last? No.
Lisa Isabella Russo.
And she is getting this cutie pin, the seashell collector.
Yeah.
Yay. So everybody was here. I'm guessing most of you are Patreon people, but these and the other couple of paintings that I've been working on this week will be going into the frames, and they will be popping up at strangeling.com on Tuesday. So not tomorrow, but the day after at 7:00 p.m. Eastern time. So literally, it's 7:00 now. So
yeah,
whatever it is in your time zone, your country. If it was now, but 2 days from now, that's when the paintings will be popping up. And if you guys like these, and they'll just be bite now, we're not gonna do auctions or anything. We're just gonna make them flat fee. So
We thought this was a good
yeah,
idea.
and that way it's kind of fair to everybody wherever you're at. You can always set your alarm, wake up in the middle of the night, whatever you need to do. But if it works out good, we're gonna try to do that more often up there, and try to add more things to the Patreon only section at strangeling.com.
And I can get practice on adding things on websites
Yeah.
because I suck at technology.
Yeah, but you're better than me, which is why you're doing it.
I think we'll be good. We'll get them up there one way or another.
We promise we will.
All right,
And
guys.
we will keep you posted. And if not before, we'll see you next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So exactly 7 days from 3 hours ago.
All right.
Bye,
Bye, guys.